What's up, nerds?
Transition. Boom. I'm not sure if you guys have been able to hear me the whole time or like this is like the first you're hearing of me. It's a mystery, really.
Welcome to the Snapple
Or
of
Tit.
Brit.
what?
The Snapple of Tit. Yeah. Today, we're playing the
Okay.
Long Vigil. We took a hiatus
Yeah,
last
after-
week, and
All last week.
all last week. Everything just kind of didn't ever line up. So
That's why we
The
streamed as
entire week.
yeah, it was pretty much just Well, no, we streamed, right? We streamed like
You
Terraria
played like Dark Souls or
and
something,
Dark
didn't you?
Souls.
Just alright.
No, yeah, I don't think we even played
Oh.
Dark Souls. No, we
Oh,
played.
rip.
We played with Tony.
I saw
Oh,
you
yeah!
on like Steam, but like
Yeah, you guys streamed last week.
We streamed twice last week, but it was only video game content. There's no tabletop RPG or board game content.
that the big draw. I don't know what the money makers.
Yeah, man. The big draw is actually
Nothing.
uh,
We don't have a big draw.
it's actually Secret Hitler. Secret
actually Secret Hitler.
Is our big draw.
Secret
It's not a
Hitler,
moneymaker,
alright.
but it had the most people in the channel.
Yeah.
So.
Right, yeah, money makers maybe not the correct term.
Yes. We couldn't make money then, though. So maybe now.
Yeah. That helped us get to the point where we could, though.
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
there's that.
So we
Oh
have
shit, we got followers.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. 7 days ago, Meme Lord 470 and Anthony MTZ. 6 days ago. Thanks, guys.
Wait,
Right.
right. We shouted those out.
Huh?
we got freaking meme lords.
Yeah,
following us
that
now.
was during Terraria and Dark Souls.
Oh, well, anyways, you get a second shout out. Thank you for the follows. I'm ready to
No, that
fucking
was
play
Sunday
you.
and Monday. Oh shit, maybe we didn't. Huh, well, thanks for the follow, Renos, Deuterinos. Yeah. So, we're missing Zach today, but we got 3 people. Zach has mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah.
As
Zach's
far as campaign
character.
goes.
Right. All right. There's like an alarm going off, and it's really bugging me. I'm gonna go turn it off.
Okay,
right
go
back.
fix that.
Yeah, so Chapel 2 lit in the
I
chat.
feel kind of bad for Beetleton. Because
Why?
he followed like 16 days ago, and then we like streamed really hardcore, and then we just took a week break.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're coming back strong.
Coming back strong.
Strong boys.
Oh, what is that? Oh my god, is this the Pink Mercy?
Oh, nice. Look at how kawaii desu she is.
Kawaii desu. Desu.
Stop. Yeah, Josh, you've seen one anime in English dub.
Here we go.
You're not a weeb yet.
We got it. I got the perfect combo.
Yes!
Oh man, I love Twitch. Twitch is the best. The company's dumb, but the platform's dope. Hear that, Twitch?
Oh shit, did I use my resub? No.
You used your freaking Prime sub on not us,
Yeah.
you butthead.
All right, guys. I'm back, ready for action. So do you want to start like the intro?
Sure,
Yeah.
man.
And I can go through.
Let's
it
jump
now.
straight into it. Wait,
Yeah.
can we get some like slight, subtle background music?
Oh,
Just something.
yeah, I can set that up.
I noticed that like
Fuck without it.
it's kind of like it's okay without it, but
It seems a lot darker. You're good, don't
it's not
there's
darker
plenty of
than the
lighting.
shot. It's just darker. Yeah, it's less light.
It's not
There is
darker,
less
it's just darker.
It's not darker. There's just less light.
There are fewer photons.
Yeah, we'll throw some subtle music on though. I gotta actually get...
Fucking hell. Please. Oh, good news. Android people on XDA developers forums found out how to get the bootloader unlocked on Verizon Pixel devices. So that's what I'm doing tonight.
What?
Unlocking my bootloader.
Jet Set?
Oh yeah, loading up
No.
some factory settings.
It's gotta be like low and slow. Fuck, what can we do?
Low and slow.
Classic low and slow.
Dude, like
Hyperlight
space themed.
Hyperlight
Yep.
FTL. Actually, yeah.
Kind of thinking.
Actually, FTL's good. Or, nah, Risk of Rain's like too, like, hype, you know? It's like fucking guitar solos.
FTL would be good, but unfortunately, you guys don't. It's good. It's still good. You don't have a spaceship. It's just rough, but
Hey, we're getting to
Hey,
a spaceship.
It's perfect, actually. It matches
a
FTL.
central difficulty in this game is that you guys don't have a spaceship. It's rough. You know.
I mean,
Hopefully
honestly,
this is back
when I play FTL, I pretty much lose my spaceship immediately.
All these space fantasy games where you never have a spaceship. It's rough.
Yeah. Yeah, alright. Let's do it.
Alright. So I can launch in the intro, or if one of you guys, wants to do the honors, I can, let you take that over.
Yeah, I think you should do it.
Anyone? Alright. So our, start from the top, our intrepid heroes are a bunch of robots who serve humanity, and they're at some long forgotten outpost who's recently essentially been reactivated because there was a call saying, hey, humans need help. They managed to secure themselves a spaceship, and, after some, shaky business, got to a place called the Free City of Zalgos, which is essentially this big old city. It's, this meeting point of a lot of different species and cultures. And they fell in working with a gang called the Rusters. They blew some stuff up. They made some enemies. And now...
I don't think... Did we make any new enemies?
I mean, probably Hubbles.
Ewoks, yeah.
Maybe the Trevins if they found out you killed Mudscales.
No, come on.
That dude was an ass.
Look, Mudscales, well-respected member of the Trevin community. Tried so hard to be reasonable, and plans still fell through. Anyways, after blowing up Jack, you guys were pursued by the Adversites, who kind of want to eliminate you for religious reasons. They consider you part of some essentially cursed race that they hate no matter what. And they're hunting you down. You have, after managing to recover your friends who had fled to a Trevin supposedly safe house, but turned out to be not so safe house, managed to flee back to a warehouse on the edge of Trevin territory, where you are currently hiding from the large quantity of Adversite patrols. You are facing currently 3 main threats. One is obvious. The Adversites are everywhere, and they're freaking looking for you. 2, Sarge, your friendly neighborhood robot sergeant, has been captured and is being held at the place where your Adversite ship previously was, or you believe is being held, at least, based on all the information you've been given. And number 3, you have to get through the core, which is a very dangerous place, to the other side to get to your ship that's supposedly waiting for you there, if Lefty, the gangster you've fallen in with, is to be believed. Your ship, which is a mech husk, which will, in theory, carry you to safety after all this is done.
So we still have to get the Gasrin. So the reason why I want the Gasrin so bad is because they can give us light.
Yeah.
They can give us
Gasrin?
fuel. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know who the Gasrin are a group of orb-like creatures, not orb-like, they are orbs, who communicate by emitting light. They were friendly to our neighborhood robots, and, they're pretty much the only kindness the players have ever received in this game, and so they've become fiercely loyal to these orbs.
No more loyal than the Prime Directive, but,
Yeah, but, they could be important to the Prime Directive.
So, we can get...
Okay,
God.
Our story begins, you guys are in a
Go ahead.
dank Trevin basement. Looks like there's some sort of crates everywhere of various mundane food supplies and other some such. A few weapons. It is a Trevin basement after all. And you've unfortunately recently lost your friend, Reese.
Oh, that's right.
He
This
was
is not my
killed-
character sheet.
Oh yeah, you got buff by.
Reese was killed in a tragic, entirely unavoidable firefight.
Entirely unavoidable.
There was really no way that negotiations could have possibly worked in that case, of course. But luckily, our council has recently been rebuilt.
Yeah.
Into Buffbot, using not only a bit of various of Reese's old parts, but I thought of this path to the game. It made a lot more sense. In the Trevin basement, you guys found a power shell, which is kind of like a suit of Trevin armor,
Dude.
which you were able to salvage parts from in order to make a large buff bot.
Sweet.
Buff boy.
And you have reforged buff bot. You currently have in your party yourselves. Which I guess you guys can introduce yourselves if you want and say, hey, I don't know how much we can go into detail of the gang's all here. But I'll go through it briefly. We got Snipper Clips. He likes using energy scissors. Technically a barber. We've seen no signs of barbarism.
No,
Yeah.
we've seen lots of barbarism. Not a lot of
Actual.
actual barbering. Yeah.
Well, if never needed to.
Alright.
And we're on
You have
robots most of the
Buffbot,
time. I
our
can't do
recently
shit.
minted robot, or not recently minted, kind of salvage from a few different robots and also suit of power armor. Who's interested in, I don't know, Josh, what is Buffbot's pastimes? He's been alive for about 15 minutes.
Dude, he really likes professional wrestling.
Consumed a few Lucha Libre streams from the common data pad you guys have of or do you guys have access to essentially the internet of some form of
Well, on the power shell, we found a data stick. That's
Oh,
me.
just
That's just
using
me.
me. Okay.
I'm looking at the shot.
it was actually a wrestling power shell. It's a Trevin sport in that two
Yeah.
Trevins in these power shells will wrestle with one another. So this is actually a relatively famous Trevin.
Damn it.
Trevin Rip.
Trevin.
Yeah. So that's,
We should get
you know,
something
that's
that
pretty
figures out when the bitrate on the Discord call is low, and then just put F on stream.
That's actually probably pretty easy to do.
Okay,
This
so
is pretty good, yeah.
sorry, you're still going. Go ahead.
We got Norman. Norman, why don't you just describe yourself? You need,
I'm really bad at talking over AJ. I'm so sorry. And I have the music in my ear too now. Anyways, I am Clant. I'm this kind of proper gentleman with a jet. But I've turned into a pathological liar at some point. I just lie. I can't stop lying.
Yeah. A liar and also a warrior. You.
It's actually, I'd say that Norman is quirky in that he is very erratic.
Yeah.
With his so far you've tried to talk down an adversate and then ended up just shouting some random bullshit instead after formulating this plan.
Pretty good plan.
And then also you were just know what would be really great? Let's make a bomb, go! He's gonna do a fire.
Honestly, to some of these robots, Norman, he might have at some point fallen by the wayside through various corruptions in memory.
Yeah.
Come into existence. Also, we have in a supporting cast, we have a resident suspicious humanoid service bot who not human, but humanoid. Both believes himself to be human, and also is insanely suspicious of everyone else. We have Otto, who is, Zach's character, have an old man, grumpy type, who also is, somewhat skilled in combat. We have Adbot, whose personality is an advertisement. And we have one organic character currently with the party, a flying octopus named Krulsk, who the players attempted to barter away like cattle in order to buy their escape
Oh wait,
Hasn't
he's
done
he's a flying octopus?
Yeah, he's a flying octopus.
Oh, I thought that he was a lizard man, or not a lizard man, but a...
Like a humanoid.
One of the Trevens.
Yeah, well, no, not even one of the Trevens, one of the gangsters. Like,
I mean, he is.
Oh, the Slug?
yeah.
Oh, no. We still need to go find the slug. What's his name? Oh my god.
Oh yes, there is a Slug named Stinkjet who supposedly knows his
Stinkjet.
way through the core.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. He's a tentacle man. But is he like Lefty?
Is who?
No,
Krusk
Stinkjet.
is, I mean, in terms of species, yeah.
Oh,
So,
no. Sorry.
Lefty is like a centauroid creature who kind of has like the body of like a lion, but also like a somewhat humanoid torso, but still fairly animalistic, not like an actual centaur. Except for half of his body, notably his right side, has been replaced by just a giant. Sorry, Rip. Is there something going on? Technical difficulties?
Karen's practicing piano. So
Well,
we
it's
got to...
definitely not loud enough.
It's not loud enough, but I'm still going to close the
It's
door.
kind of distracting, yeah.
You know, that is reasonable and considerate.
As we distract AJ and ourselves for a second. Sorry. Alright, so...
but that's Lefty.
Okay.
Alright, so first order of business, Krulsk turns to you guys and is like, hey guys, it's been real and all. I'm not even mad that you tried to, sell me off. But I feel like, this is kind of a bad situation for me to be in, so I think I'm gonna leave and just hang low for a while. Like, probably cool, right? And he starts, like, floating away towards the exit.
No!
Oh yeah, Buffbot. What is
He's got valuable information. I mean, no, brother. That brother's got valuable information, brother. Hulkamania.
Krulsk was like, really, I don't even know anything. I'm more of a sales guy. I think that the best thing you can do in this situation is just to let me leave and go on my merry way. And we just forget this ever happened. As he slowly
Per
continues to
se,
float
you
towards the
can
exit.
point us in the direction of Stinkjet.
Oh yeah, sure, I can do that for you guys. Look, he's on the north side of town. I mean, you're kind of on the, unfortunately, somewhat exact opposite
Whoa.
side of Dusttown.
Now we're getting all sorts of weird information, because my notes here say that Lefty said we were on the east end of town. He was on the east end of town.
Slug is on east end of town.
No, Stinkjet, yeah, the Slug. East end.
He's like, look, it's northeast, okay? It's on the northeastern edge of town. It's, roughly north of our position.
Where it was roughly east of Lefty's position.
Alright, just checking.
We are
Just
the-
checking.
Alright, Buffbot is going to go and detain him.
All right.
Buffbot grapples.
Yeah, Buffbot grapples.
I'm gonna say that Krulsk looks like he's considering just making a run for it, and decides that after you guys murdered a crap ton of Trevens, he's not gonna risk it, and just lets himself be detained. He's like, "Hey man, I guess I could use a hug," and he kind of wraps his tentacles around you.
Great. Look, you have to come with us because you have information about what happened here.
Yes, these are true facts. How can I
Oh, this.
help you?
Can't see me.
I can provide any information you need, and then be on my way.
Wait, I'm sorry. I have a question. Is Buffbot a face? Or is he like a bad dude or a good dude in wrestling? Like is he a low blow, cheap shot kind of guy, or is he like a care about the integrity of the sport?
Hulkamania.
He's Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I feel like Josh, you could decide, whoever you want Buffbot to be.
No, but actually, really, Buffbot is just more fascinated with wrestling, but he's still actually just a persona from the council. So actually, he's really at heart, he's like a military sergeant. He's he's like a military guy, so he's got military values. But he really just tries to he really likes professional wrestling, so he's just really into it.
Yeah, so I guess, a lot of councils, personalities are sort of messed up. So maybe, your base personality was, a military background, but then, corrupted somewhat and, kind of influenced by, a lot of wrestling,
And the armor from these dudes
Yeah, also the armor used in this classic freaking
has influenced
Treven.
us greatly.
Yeah. True.
So
Okay.
he can be reasonable and direct, but then when he gets excited, it's all about like he's a wrestler, man.
He's a wrestler, man.
He's a wrestler, man.
All right.
When Undertaker threw Mankind off the top of the cage in Hell of a Cell in 1998.
So, on the 1950 table, classic line.
Undertaker recently came back. Actually, he came out of retirement.
Did he find Mankind and throw him off Hell in a Cell?
Actually, I don't know if Mick Foley's still alive. He might not be.
I don't think so. He's mentioned a lot in the podcast I listen to. I listen to a wrestling podcast. It's really good.
Wow, that's next level.
I just listened to a bunch of it today. Well, they're like 3-hour long episodes, and they're perfect for work because I just listen to them like in my ear while I'm doing like work stuff.
Yeah. By the way,
I
don't have like stuff for BuffBot yet.
Oh, you mean
I just have his basic stat array.
I mean,
we also just got the hammer, I think, from the fight, right?
The power hammer.
The power, literally the gravity hammer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess I could write down gravity hammer. Although, do you want to give me some stats?
I feel like that's just like an energy weapon, but it can maybe like have some cool extra moves. Like
blowback or something.
Whatever gravity manipulations you can use. You can like push people with it or throw people around.
Okay, so what is a energy weapon?
Leonard has the stats. I think it's 2d10.
2d10.
If you power it up, yeah.
2d10 powered up. Is there an unpowered version?
2d6.
Yeah, unpowered is a scrap weapon. It's 2d6.
Okay. So we'll do.
I like the simplified weapon system a lot, where it's just like there's a basic stat block for weapons, and then if you have a special weapon, it deals this much damage, but you have the additional effects. I've always liked that particularly, rather than having like, here's like 7,000 weapons.
Yeah.
And each of them are treated differently. It's like, no, fuck, guys.
And also, if you wanted to min-max, here's your option. Your one option out of the 7,000 weapons.
It's good.
I mean, it's going to be easier to balance. I'm not sure how balanced it is right now, but if there's only a few options and it's kind of mostly abstract, the DM can balance on the fly.
I mean, pretty much, like, the thing to consider is, like, a scrap weapon does 2d6, right? It's like, that's scrap weapon. That is the base weapon of the game, is to just have 2d6 damage.
Yeah.
But
it's true.
But then if we use power, we buff it up, right? But we're still using resources to buff it up. So it's like, I don't know, I guess the power is what needs to be balanced, but right now we're like out of power.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are usually like you have power, but it's never like so much you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah. We do end up using it every single fight.
Yeah.
It's always like you have power, but it's like not an infinite supply.
Yeah. Which is good.
So I think that's like the balance you somewhat want to keep, in that like if you are reckless with your power, yes, you'll be sad, and that's kind of like the main way you can hit for heavy damage.
So I think that the gravity hammer is probably going to be having the ability to push people with like extreme force. And then
seems like a thing a gravity hammer would do.
Yeah. And then maybe I can use that push to, like, I don't know, jump or something later.
Play some Jenga.
Yeah, oh God, I figured like the
yeah.
Fuck yes.
Remember, I'm humanoid and then I have like these really dumb fucking Minecraft legs.
Oh yeah.
Because we couldn't find like good legs, so they're just like pillars.
Well, I figure at this point you have like actually like nice legs because
you think so?
Like you're in a full mech suit. I mean, you don't have to be. You can have just a torso if you want. It's up to you.
Stop that shit.
Well, yeah. If I have mech suit, maybe like okay. Here's what I'll do. I can now bend my square legs. There we go.
There's like hinges, yeah.
There's like little hinges.
All right. Let's get moving, guys.
All right.
So I just detained the dude.
You guys are currently holding Krulsk, and also you hear some arguing kind of erupting from the room above you. It sounds like there's a couple Trevins. They're getting into it.
Time to bail.
I'm not sure what they're saying.
We take Krulsk and say, dude, okay. I'm sorry, but you really do need to come with us. And
he's just like, honestly, why though? Why though?
Because you have
if I get out of here, I can go to the Rusters and get you guys some resources you desperately need. Think about that. I can move easily throughout these streets in a way you guys can't. They're not looking for me. I'm a random freaking Colgan, all right? No one looks for Colgan. No one cares about Colgan.
All right? Like Colgate. That was definitely not made up right now.
Look, Colgan is a serious species, okay? They represent negotiators throughout the galaxy.
You know what I imagine this guy looks like, and it's now canon? Hold on, let me...
He's a taco.
No, it's not. Oh, no.
What?
Here you go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Here
totally.
you go. This guy.
Alright, now nothing funky show up on your screen.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see that.
I see a giant white screen.
Good.
Here.
Yeah, is there a way to, like...
Just link it in chat.
Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness.
Too much, Josh. There you go.
Okay, and then I have to turn the brightness down, that's why I was like...
Just a white screen. I got overexposed.
Can you see that?
Oh my goodness. No.
It's the alien from Fairly Odd Parents.
Just link it in chat. Anyways.
Link me in chat. Okay.
He said he's floating though, right?
Yeah.
So that's a little. It's a little.
He's actually an aquatic creature who has some, jets equipped to the ends of his tentacles that allow him to fly.
Are you on the Twitch chat, AJ?
Am I on the Twitch chat? I mean, I can get on the Twitch chat relatively quickly.
Okay.
All right. All right. So let's go.
All right.
Do we want to go?
You catch the phrase, we have to get them for what they did to Mudscales, coming from the argument up above.
Oh.
Time to bail. Should we go back down into the tunnels?
Wait. Or do we have to fight these guys to make sure that the word doesn't get out?
Oh, dude, we're about to fucking leave this planet.
All right, no, let's just get
go.
out.
And these guys are stuck in here anyways because they don't want to fight for
All right. As far as Krulsk goes,
yeah.
we'll tell them, look, we need some reassurance that you're not just going to go, give up our location. You know a lot about our plans.
He's just like, how does that help me?
Because that information can be used against us, probably for monetary value.
Monetary value? You think I want to deal with adversites? No one likes the adversites. I don't like the adversites. You think I want to be caught talking to an adversate? I'll be dead in 3 weeks. Okay? Either that or end up in Hope's End, and no one wants to end up there, man. No one wants to end up there.
Oh, dude, new location unlocked, Hope's End.
Yeah. Is that near the Black Barrow? Anyways,
okay. Well,
Buff Bot, my good sir. I think Krulsk is useless. We should just let him go.
I think he's actually extremely useful. But
No,
I still
no,
think that...
what?
Okay, listen, Krulsk, I'm saying you're useful, but I'm willing to let you go if you can help us out.
I feel like I'm at the exact intersection of being useful enough to be let live, but not useful enough to keep around. That's like my personal analysis.
Yeah, okay. The thing is, you're useful and you deserve... Yeah, we're not going to kill you because you're not trying to kill us.
I really appreciate that because I thought you might at some point when we were down those caves.
We're not going to kill you.
Could be left for dead down here, but you didn't. I appreciate
All right,
that.
listen. We need you to get the word out, and by that I mean the word. Don't spread the fucking word, but
keep the word in.
Keep the word in.
Okay, words are in.
But we need transport through the core.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's that much is clear. I can, so you do want me to talk to?
Stinkjet.
Stinkjet.
Stinkjet the Slug.
Okay. I can talk to Stinkjet the Slug directly. I haven't had too many dealings with, this
It'd be
individual,
great if you
but
could
I'll do
meet
my
us
best.
somewhere. What's it going to take for us
Right.
for him to take us through the core?
I haven't.
feel like you would know
I mean,
this best.
he apparently has like a few sets of conditions. They're pretty mysterious. Not too many people want to get through the core generally because it's a very dangerous place. And Stinkjet's prices are fairly high. A few people try to risk it, and go through directly. But I can talk to him and see what's going on. So to answer your question, I do not know what he'll want. Or she, I'll be honest, or whatever the gender of Stinkjet is. I don't actually know that information. I don't know about the slug physiology too much. But I can talk to you guys about it once I talk to Stinkjet. However, I would need some way of communicating with you, preferably over a distance. I don't want to come walking back here, and I'm pretty sure that anything we're going to broadcast is going to be picked up by adverse sites, so you're going to have to figure out a way of transmitting something that won't be picked up.
Well, I have AI programming. Which is not the most useful skill in the world.
Do we still have Reese's droid, his drone?
Yeah, we still have a drone.
Do you still have Reese's? Yes, you have Reese's drone. That's the thing.
Okay, I mean, like, well, if the drone knows the path through the tunnels, if there's a place in the vicinity of here, we could probably send the droid through the tunnels.
As long as it doesn't get caught.
Yeah.
There's a place to... Wait, so you want to send the droid down through the tunnels, through the core, all the way...
No,
not through the core.
Just send it with Krolsk so we can go talk to Stinkjet and then have it come back to us.
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Alright, I'll write up a little program so it can come find us.
Yeah, basically, like, yeah, we could just send it with Krolsk. Like, here, Krolsk, take
Send
this.
it with Krolsk, and then the bot will go through the freaking... When I say the core is just the tunnels underneath Dust Town.
Yeah.
So, this bot will go through the core and come back to you guys.
Yes.
Alright. Sure, that sounds good. Krolsk is like, look, I'm not sure how much you know about the core, but I'm not sure your bot is gonna make it through that place. There's a lot of dangerous things down there, okay? There's gravity fields that go crazy, there's ferals everywhere, there's the individuals at Hope's End I mentioned previously. Yeah, there's a whole gang of outcasts down there, and they're looking for crap to sell, alright, and scrap. You know, when you're outcast in Dust Town, it's bad news, man.
Well, Krolsk,
bad news.
Do you have an alternative that you're trying to...
Well, we could just meet you at Stinkjets. You've had previous dealings with them. Good sir.
Alright.
Per se.
Dealings? Who told you about these previous dealings? I don't know. I barely talked. I don't even know the guy.
I mean, you've met him once or twice, right?
What? Who said that?
I thought you said that!
That is not something I feel like I said. I know about him. I've interacted with individuals who are somewhat close to Stinkjet, but I've not personally interacted with individuals.
I like transmit this to Josh. Maybe we can get Krolsk to get the gas run for us.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if he'd be willing to do that.
He's like, look, guys. Here's something you could potentially try to risk. Find some freaking random part of the net that no one visits, some freaking old Battletoads forums or something. I'll check this place. You know, you can post there. Hopefully they're not freaking scanning the entirety of all recently posted content. And
no, it's cool.
You could put... We can have a code, right? That's like something you guys can do. Like something like a 1-for-1, hey, this letter means this letter or something, right? That's a thing you can do.
Sure, man.
I'll hide behind 7 proxies, and the adversates will never find me.
Alright, 7 proxies. I don't know what a proxy is, because I'm just an octopus, but...
Yeah, okay.
Alright, that sounds good. Alright. Post the site, give me some sort of cipher, and I'll just post using the cipher.
Sure, man. We have probably a database of ciphers.
Okay.
Some things that we can pull from, right?
You hand freaking Krolsk a cipher. It's pretty basic. You're just mostly hoping that they're not scanning too hard these various public forums. And Krolsk goes on his merry way.
Cool. Back through the fucking core.
Do we go back down? Okay, these Trevins are probably like... Wait, where does he go? Does he just walk out the front of the Trevin place?
Yeah, he walks out of the front door and starts floating away. I mean, he waits for a bit and then, like, dives out and, like, quickly seems to try to move. Navigate his way around.
Should we head back down? I don't want to fight those fucking ferals again.
Or the Trevins.
Or the, big guys.
So...
Roll a perception check. freaking Leonard.
Oh, sick. I think Leonard has perception, right?
You have
No.
perception? No.
Nope.
Right.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Fuck yeah.
All right. You hear the phrase being uttered by the two individuals. Longclaw won't forgive what the Adversites did to Mudscales.
Oh.
Dude.
Okay, but aren't we in the basement
With Mudscale?
You are in the
with
basement.
Mudscales' corpse?
No, you're not in Mudscales. So you remember you went down back through the tunnels.
Oh, did we?
Yes, we're
Yeah, I
not
thought you
in-
guys did.
Yeah, we did.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought you guys. Yeah. I was under the impression. Yeah, you managed to get back down without incident through the tunnels to the basement you came in initially.
Okay, but then they must think that we're with the Adversites. Right? Because they know who we are.
I don't know. I mean, do they?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe they can help us.
All
Let's
right.
just go up and
Fine,
talk.
let's go. We're going up.
Okay.
This is Trevin 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Right. So you guys go up. So when you say you go up, what? I guess describe to me exactly what you do.
I mean, I just, float back up and say, did you guys hear the Adversites come in? I'm just, lying. Lying my
Are they
face
gone?
Are they gone? Are the Adversites gone? Yeah.
Right. So wait, you float outside the basement, which is so. Let me just give you an idea how this basement's set up.
Yeah, I'm not
This
sure
basement has
exactly.
this basement has I guess this is like a cellar door that opens out into an alleyway. And it has no other exits besides the exit into the core. Once you're outside in this alleyway, you saw this because you came in here initially. There's a door on the other side of the building that appears to be the front entrance, and there's also a side door. You suspect they're arguing I guess in maybe a living room or a dining room-ish area in the front. I guess essentially so you have to go through the front door and then there'd be a room.
Oh,
And
okay.
then,
But
you know,
we're
they're
good. We can just leave through the cellar and be undetected.
You can leave through the
essentially.
cellar and you'll unlikely that anyone will harass you.
Okay, yeah, okay. So we're just gonna leave through the cellar then.
Okay, alright.
I figured that they were in the basement and we were hiding in the sewers.
Oh, no. You guys are in the basement and they are above you in the house itself.
Okay, so yeah, then we just leave the basement, go onto the streets.
Okay. So you guys leave the basement. You're just standing, broad daylight. It's cool. You hear you pick up some Adversite broadcasts. It definitely looks like there's still activity in the area. And they're flying around in a few Adversite corvettes, which are their kind of shuttle class carriers.
Okay, so we still need to lay low. There's not hot garbage that we can disguise ourselves in.
Yeah, I'm not sure where. I guess you have hot garbage technically that was there previously, but I think the Trevins probably cleaned it up because it's on the edge of the territory.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of hot garbage, no.
Dude, okay, maybe we can actually still use, leverage the position that we're in where, basically, enemy of my enemy, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking.
Right? We could just go in and be look, we hate the Adversites. They came in and almost killed us, and we saw Mudscales die valiantly or something, and then just be alright, look. We are trying to deal with the Adversites, just explain to them our position.
Maybe we can get them to come with us.
Or at least give a safe passage to where Sarge is. Would be preferable.
Oh, fuck, we still gotta get Sarge.
Yes. That is absolutely the next thing that we're doing. We have
Alright.
to get Sarge.
Yeah, I think that the best thing to do would be to just, knock and say, I heard you talking shit about the Adversites.
Knock, knock.
We're also-
folks, I'm interested.
Knock, knock, I'm interested in what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys, I guess, keep in mind you're currently located in an alleyway. In order to get to the front door, you're gonna have to go around through the main thoroughfare, and there's Adversites everywhere. And
side door.
you're trying to go through the side door.
Yeah,
which
we'll
I guess is
knock
on
the side door,
Okay.
Hopefully they're actually paying attention to that.
Alright, sure. So, you guys, I guess, like, quickly navigate around to an alleyway that's running perpendicular. The house you're kind of walking around is, like, one of the actually nicer Trevin houses. And you navigate kind of along the alleyway, sticking to whatever cover you can find, and, trying to time it with, where the adversary patrols will be based on their, messages they're broadcasting. And you manage to duck into finding where the side door is, and you knock on it a few times, and there is a silence in some of the voices inside. And you hear a gruff Trevin voice on the other side say, "Who goes there?" No one says anything. Awkwardly
Good
stands
sir.
there saying nothing.
Good sir, we seek refuge from the adversites.
They're just like, you hear like the gruff voice pause, and they're like, "It's the mechanoids." And another one says, is like, "Let them come in." And then another voice says, No, we cannot draw more heat onto ourselves." And then the door opens, and you guys are ushered in by a few large Trevins. At this point, Josh, have you in any way made an attempt to disguise the fact that you were clearly wearing a Trevin wrestler's suit?
I mean, the way that I pictured my guy was he looked like he had like a bare chest.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
really, other than like my legs might look a little Trevin-esque, but
I'll say that it's been modified enough that it's suspicious, but not immediately obvious.
yeah.
Otherwise, you guys might be in deep shit. All right, you were ushered in, and you see a group of gathered Trevins. It seems like there's a few of the warrior types, you kind of see in the past, and you see one of the largest Trevins you've ever seen, who stands like at least like 2 or 3 feet taller than any of the other Trevins in this kind of gathering. And you see another kind of Trevin who looks older. A lot of this guy's scales have fallen off. His claws, they're very long, which you guys know from kind of Trevin. That's kind of, it's based on age. Essentially, the claws always get longer. But I guess told only by combat. So long claws is kind of a sign of a somewhat peaceful and long life. And you guys, kind of get into the center of this room, and there's like lots of Trevins like staring at you. And the Trevin, who has extremely long claws and is looking like somewhat old, he kind of looks towards you guys and just says, "Speak."
Look, good sirs. All we want to do is leave.
They're just like, "What concern is this of ours?"
When we leave this planet, this lovely planet, the free city of Zalgos, the adversites won't really be in such a great numbers. They won't be on the streets. They won't be around being dickheads.
All right. As you say, like, the adversites won't be around in such great numbers, the extremely large Trevin steps forward. He's just like, "The numbers of the enemy mean nothing to me." And like, the other guy with kind of longer claws holds up his hand, and he's just like, "Blood back. Your thirst for violence is admirable, but we must kind of exercise caution against powerful foes, the adversites." He's just like, "I would, of course, appreciate, the adversary presence being reduced within my realm, but unfortunately, their, attack against Mudscales and thus the Trevin clan cannot go unanswered. I, wish you luck on your quest, of course, but I failed still to see how this is of any relevance to myself. The adversites will pay."
Well,
one way or the other.
We need to go to the adversite base as well.
They look at each other and like, we say the adversite base. What base are you describing?
Well,
it's an airport.
It's an airport, and they're holding one of our friends, and we need to rescue him.
All right.
And so we'd be willing to go and fight with you guys to make the adversites pay.
So, good. Sorry.
That's
Just
okay.
was talking to me for a second. He's just like, my friend. And then, like, Bloodback, like, shoots freaking the dude with Long Claws and Glare. He's just like, they are no friends of ours. And then, Long Claw holds up his hand again. He's like, Bloodback, please. Christ. He's just like, look, I wish you well on your battle against the Adversites and, rescuing your captured friend. However, I still see no advantage of us risking our numbers with you. We have a plan in place that we are going to attempt. What would be interesting, perhaps, is I hear you have connections with the Rusters. Is this true?
Absolutely, it's true.
He's
We're
just
good
like,
friends with Lefty.
if you can
Okay.
He's just like, if you can secure me, Lefty, and Lefty's fleet, that would be of great value to myself, and I would be willing to reward you handsomely, any way you see fit, potentially, a way off this, island, off this planet, even, reinforcements to help your, captured friend.
Well,
it seems like...
I think that we'd be able to secure you a meeting. That would be the most that we could promise, as of now. We can't exactly travel on outside. That's why we have to seek refuge so often.
He's just like, I could potentially secure your transport into Ruster territory. I don't know where, Lefty's, main hideout is. He keeps this location a relatively close-guarded secret. But I can get you a carrier into Ruster territory. And if you were to set up such a meeting, obviously wouldn't be rewarded quite as handsomely as, if you actually managed to secure the support. But we'd, see what we can do, at least.
Well, we will absolutely do this. We'll try to convince Lefty. I'm not sure if Adversites are necessarily on his agenda, but we can almost certainly promise a meeting.
All right. So with this, Longclaw sits back in this kind of this large chair he has, and just like, this meeting is over. And they escort you outside of the building. You hear a large, kind of rusty-looking vehicle with a few tracks. I might say tracks, I mean treads, like tank treads, like roll up. And one of the other Trevins, kind of looks at you and gruffly says, "Get in," as the down ramp is, kind of thrown down from the back of the vehicle.
I waddle in.
Okay. You
Yeah,
guys
go in as
waddle
well.
in. It's pretty cramped. And you drive down. You begin driving down through, streets of Dusttown into Ruster territory. What do you guys, tell me, like, where you tell these guys to drive. They don't know, like, where this guy is. They're gonna, like, just drop you off in, like, the middle of, like, the west side of town.
We'll just do it,
Unless you tell.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably fine, right?
Yeah, we don't want to exactly tell them where Lefty's base is.
You know?
That would be a betrayal of Lefty's trust. I mean, we know where it is exactly, right? Because we've been there before.
Yeah.
So I guess using that knowledge, we'll cross-reference the database that we've got of, like, the town map to see if, like, maybe there are tunnels that we could use to access. Like,
well, we can, like, move through the streets, like, pretty easily in the
oh yeah, because the Ruster territory is kind of
trashy.
Yeah. Ruster territory is trashed. However, the Adversite presence, while concentrated currently in Trevin territory, is, like, all over.
Yeah.
So there are still, like, scattered patrols elsewhere.
I think it's fair that you can just drop us off pretty much anywhere within a mile of his hideout, and then we'll go get in there, or not a mile, but like a half mile or whatever.
All right. I'm gonna say, I guess roll a 20-sided dice. I'm not sure what skill this is, but essentially the chance that I need to think about what the roll this.
What'd you get?
Give me a second.
Okay, hold on.
Essentially, the chance that the Adversites would, flag down your guys' vehicle. I'm not really sure how you can actually, like, adjust these chances. I'll say just roll a base flat 20-sided dice, whoever wants to. If you get above a 5, your vehicle, your trip is uneventful.
Okay, so Leonard rolled an 11.
Right. Cool. Sure. We'll just go with that roll and say it's good. And your trip is uneventful. You're dropped off in Ruster territory. You quickly crawl out of the vehicle and hide behind some dumpsters, as there's an adversary going past. Trevin say nothing, slam up the, back door of the vehicle and drive off through the streets back to Trevin territory.
Cool. All right, we start navigating through the streets.
Okay, you're navigating through the streets. Someone make me a stealth roll to dodge.
Pats.
Not only not only adversary patrols themselves, but any interested eyes who
Right. I think I'm gonna take stealth.
Okay.
Because it seems like something that Buffbot with his 12 dexterity would
As
be.
a extremely large wrestler bot, is sneaky.
Yeah.
Little
but
known
hey, man,
fact,
he's tactical, bro. He's like militaristic,
those tactical subroutines are still running.
He's even got a -2 in analysis instead of personality. That's how much he cares about his personality.
Look, I mean, he's supposed to be a wrestler. That's kind of your personality's pretty important.
I mean, okay, he's not a great wrestler.
He's a mediocre, aggressively mediocre.
So how many skill points do I have on Buffbot? Am I just starting off like a new character?
I mean, I can say you have, the same amount as everyone else, minus like 3.
Okay, so minus a session, essentially.
Yeah. So 4 times 3.
4 times 3 plus 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so
base.
17. So I have. Let's just go ahead and put a 3 in stealth. Seems like a good.
All right, sneaky as they come.
So I have 11 points left. All right.
All right, I'll say if you make a DC 12 stealth check, you avoid adversaries and any interested parties.
Nat 20.
Right.
It doesn't afraid of anything.
Doesn't afraid of anything.
Literally, you're just the way you navigate through these streets. You'd think that you'd lived here for many years, except for you've only been a newly minted bot for the past hour.
Well, you have lived
you guys.
life.
Yeah, I guess my Trevin parts have lived here for a while. So.
It's true. Surprisingly, within this wrestler's suit, there's a few data banks of, freaking locations in
Maps
Dusttown. Crazy.
Wow.
Really, someone just threw some files in here because they were cleaning up and they just forgot about them.
Yeah.
So you managed to navigate your way to the warehouse you were at before. Looks exactly like it was. There's not really any activity in the street. It's pretty, low key.
Okay, sure. Well, I guess cautiously. Is that not normal?
That there's not a lot of activity.
Yeah. Was it kind of bustling before when we left?
I mean, it wasn't super bustling before. There was some activity. However, the streets in general have been there's less activity because the adversary presence has been even though it's not as thick here as it is in Trevin territory, there's still adversaries crawling all over everywhere, kind of. So people have kind of just not been going outside too much.
Okay, so yeah, sure. We'll go in and kind of maybe a little haphazardly, kind of
all right.
Is this?
You kind of open the door. Door's unlocked. Swings wide open. See the long hallway that I think Groog, or I don't know what the creature, the door-like creature that leaded you in before. We'll call him Groog for now until Norman checks his notes and remembers the creature's actual name.
Sorry, I forgot. Guess stuff. Pain in my ass. I don't have it down, so Mog.
It's Groog.
It's Mog.
Mog. Oh yes, it is Mog. It's true. There's Mog and Mog, the two door creatures. One spelled M-O-G and one spelled M-A-W-G. Yes, you see no one within the warehouse in the long hallway that you are looking down.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was the thing. Okay, so we need... Oh no. Reese had Streetwise too, didn't he?
So wise in the ways of the streets.
Man. Okay, so... Basically, we need to try to find someone that can tell us where Lefty is.
That is reasonable. It's true. You do need to find someone who can tell you, put you in contact with Lefty.
If we look around this warehouse, is there any, like, clothes, anything that we could fashion up? I mean, we've tried this before, kind of, but I don't know.
I'll say roll a scavenge check. So I don't know if that's a new check. I'm gonna say it's a new check we're making. It's for searching and finding things that are useful.
Okay, that's good, because I think we've just been making, like, analysis rolls for that stuff.
Yeah.
Do I want scavenging? Does anyone else want to take scavenging?
I'll take scavenging.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
How many
So
points
it's
do you
based on
I have
Plus 3 for the
analysis.
session.
13.
Scavenging, I'll go 2.
Yeah.
Scavenging too?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So DC 13.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
Pass.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys scavenge around for a while, and you find some old boxes filled with what looks like clothes from various species. There's also some other miscellaneous supplies, some rotted food. Looks like this place was, maybe potentially some point was a warehouse. It did ship things, and just kind of maybe its last shipments just never got delivered. But the short answer is that there is various clothes that are fit towards a variety of species, both humanoid and non-humanoid. Josh could maybe fit into like some long robes. Everyone else who's like maybe humanoid could fit into some of these like other kind of outfits. There's like some like kind of almost human style dresses in there. So I guess you guys, what kind of clothes do you want to be wearing?
Do we have Auto still?
Yeah, you got Otto and Boris and Adbot. They're all hanging out.
Oh, geez, we have like the whole crew.
The whole gang is here.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we can try to disguise ourselves.
I put a dress on.
Oh, you two
Okay.
are humanoid.
Yeah,
I'm relatively
right.
humanoid, yeah.
I'm
Minus legs.
not at
Minus
all
legs,
humanoid.
so I get the longest dress I
Alright.
can find.
All right, it's flowing. It's really freaking. It's like a wedding dress.
I'm an echo
Yep.
with legs.
There's a species that has a similar culture of weddings and is also conveniently humanoid that you can wear.
legs with arms.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, conveniently humanoid.
Legs
Is
that
there
have
anything?
arms.
I'm an echo with a fucking legs and arms. How am I gonna disguise myself?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. We can just kind of like drape something over you and cut a hole in your visual sensors.
I mean, yeah, we could just like dress him like a fucking like a fucking Hubble, right?
Yeah,
They're just
I mean,
like
you
these tiny shrouded
there's
creatures.
Hubbles are kind of like Jawa-esque.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll do
how
the
they
same
look.
thing for Otto
Yeah.
too. Fuck it.
All right, sure. So Otto's kind of more difficult because Otto's the wrong shape. Otto's like got tank treads.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can actually. How about we just disguise Otto to be like an autonomous looking drone?
Otto's just
Same
like,
thing.
look, guys. I think that there's a central issue here in that we have a lot of risk if we keep traveling together. What if myself, Boris, and freaking Adbot hang out here? We hide here. We know it's relatively safe. The Ruster warehouse, and you guys go out there so that we decrease exposure to ourselves.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. Also, as you guys are talking about this, you guys get a ping. You've set something that whenever something's posted to this random forum, you can read it. It looks like Krulsk has posted to the Battletoads forum or equivalent. It's called Battle Turds. Does not like human turds, but
No,
just
Battle
awkwardly
Turds.
named.
Yeah.
And Battle Turds, he says in the cipher that it looks like Stinkjet is willing to meet with you. He wasn't able to get any specifics on what Stinkjet wants, but he got a location, which is this Sloog, I guess, cafe that they kind of known for doing a lot of business in,
Okay.
and is willing to direct you to.
Cool. All right. So that's cool. That's on the back burner. I guess we will venture out and leave behind our friends.
Okay.
Sad. So scary.
Boris is just like, chances this is a trap, 100%.
Boris, stop foreshadowing.
He's just like, guys, clearly it's traps. It's traps all the way down. I feel like this is, it's It's risky business, to say the least.
Would you say that Boris suffers from, like, chronic anxiety?
Yes.
Boris Stupid.
Boris suffers a lot, okay?
That became unclipped a while ago. I never fixed it.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, let's go see if we can set up a meeting with Lefty and the Trevins.
Okay, so how do you guys go about doing this? You start knocking on random doors like, hey guys, you part of the Ruster crew?
Well, I mean, the Ruster warehouse is empty now, right? They're not there anymore?
Yeah. Well, you're in the Ruster warehouse. There's nothing in the Ruster house, but it's where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Krolsk pinged us, right? We just ask Krolsk if he knows where Lefty is.
Yeah, so Krulsk messages you back. He's just like, yeah, Lefty and his crew move around a lot. They usually message all their people, their location when they want us to meet. I can try to send a message out, some contacts I have, see what happens. Sit tight. I usually go through one guy in particular, who then links up directly with Lefty. And then, so he's kind of, says nothing for a few minutes and then responds. He's just like, yeah, so I pinged my contact. I usually get a response within like 5 minutes. Got nothing. I feel like there might be something weird up. I can keep trying, but, it could take a while.
Okay.
So I definitely just imagined, like, the Facebook chat, like, ... for like 5 minutes, and we're sitting there, like, staring at the communicator, like, when's he gonna reply?
Also, like, your entire conversation has been, like, an elaborate, like, discussion on the game Battletoads. Trying to, like, you've been, like, you guys, you tell me, what is the actual, beyond the cipher, like, what have you been saying back and forth in this forum?
Like, god damn it, this game's so hard. How do you get past 1-3? I don't know. I don't understand. There's, like, this dumb spaceship that one-shots you every time. It's BS.
And then, like, I just say, oh, dude, you gotta press F to go faster. That's how you escape the Yeti.
And these are, like, there's, like, not really these, like, there's no Yetis in Battletoads.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just like, oh, you gotta use, like, this is just random, like, meme shit posting
like
now.
Random, like, just words that, like, are, if anyone looked at it and knew anything about Battletoads, they would know it's clearly not about the game.
No, but, like, that's the cipher, is, like, we can send, like, BS messages back and forth to kind of, like, try to help throw it off, but if we ever end with a smiley face, it means that the message is, like, just a dud. It's, like, not actually a...
Oh, yeah. It's just, like, you trying to throw them off the set. Yeah. So there's a few, like, smiley faces, and they're just, like, you guys trying to, like, you've researched as much as you can about this game to try and seem more legit.
Well, and it's also, like, cleverly disguised as shitposting sometimes. Like, oh, you gotta use the Konami code.
like sometimes it's just like you have like a string of letters, like someone just like fell on the keyboard or something, and they're like, you guys or something. Yeah, but also, you guys have been doing some crazy stuff to try to disguise your messages. So what are you doing? You're just waiting for Krulsk to hopefully get in contact with his person?
Oh god.
Maybe we should just go try to get fucking
Starge on our own.
On our own.
Honestly, we're pretty buff. Or you're pretty buff. Yeah, why not? Let's go do that.
It took
So Krolsk, how about we tell Krolsk, let us know. We'll just tell him. Fuck it, it doesn't matter. Krolsk is like basically on our side. All right, Krolsk, we want to set up Lefty, or the Trevins want a meeting with Lefty.
All right. Krolsk is just,
and that's why we want to know where Lefty is, so we can set up a meeting between them.
All right. This could be good. Usually, there could be some mutually beneficial things. Lefty might be interested in hearing of any potential proposals. There's been, not too much bad blood recently between the Rusters and the Trevins, so yeah, this could be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can slip that info in if you want me to, or
Yeah, definitely.
Just slide into those DMs.
Just kind of plant the seed, and we'll see how that ends up going.
All right, I'll attempt to slide into those DMs.
Well, okay. So what the message says is, on 1-1, you need to plant the seed of the idea so it'll grow.
Yeah,
in the DM.
That's
in the underground DM world.
Yeah, it's called the Dungeon Meng. It's a place in. It's a place in Battletoads, conveniently enough. Okay, so your plan is, if I'm understanding this correctly, full frontal assault of the warehouse.
Honestly, that's what we're good at. Oh, it's what we're bad at, but...
It's what you do a lot, and it's worked out so far.
Kind of.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We do it a lot, and it's worked out.
Except for most recently, but, you know.
Well, it was okay. I'm relatively healthy.
We literally lost. We almost lost me and Otto. Luckily, we only lost...
Oh, we get aggressive tape tread.
Yeah, also, have you guys, like, repaired yourself or something? Or I don't know what happened with that. I guess we dealt with that last session, mostly.
Yeah, I repaired. We only have 24 scrap. That's definitely why we only have 24 scrap. So, ouch. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go? Okay.
Yeah. Fuck it, man.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. This is rough. Yeah, let's do it. We gotta make a decision and we gotta stick with it.
Okay, so you guys are...
Unless you want to meet up with the Slard, bro.
I kind of would like to have Stinkjet ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Krulska's like, oh yeah, that meeting is like a little bit time sensitive. Like, no rush, but essentially Stinkjet is going to hang out in that cafe, and then if you guys aren't there, the meeting may or may not happen. No
yeah,
let's just go do that real quick.
Yeah, we'll go meet with Stinkjet.
Because the thing is, like, we prefer to have, you know, resources with us, some backup for going to get Sarge, but...
Well, the question is, who has the skin in the game to actually help your friend besides you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little sad.
Yeah, let's go...
Nice.
Oh, sorry. I got distracted.
Yeah, let's go. We'll
go meet Stinkjet. Yeah, at the town.
Okay. Make a stealth check. DC, 11, same as before, to navigate through. Actually, 13.
Okay, that's a 10.
All right. You guys are walking down the street. Or sticking to side alleys. And you notice that there's a couple Hubbles staring at you, similarly to before. And a few of them, they scurry away pretty quickly. And you're pretty sure they recognized you.
Dip.
Yeah, we just fucking like bail.
We fucking.
All right,
dip.
roll a dip check.
Here, I'll roll it.
Okay.
All right, wait. This is gonna be dexterity, and whatever you can justify to me is helping you run away faster.
It's 16.
All right. I didn't think I said the DC out loud, but I actually, conveniently enough, set the DC to 15. So you do successfully manage to dip. There's a crew of adversites that descend down on you. But you manage to jump into a random hatch into the core. You go through the core a little bit, manage to avoid getting jumped by any ferals. And pop out, half a mile away. And managed to make it the rest of the way safely to Stinkjet. And there's kind of like the haze surrounding the place. Most of Dust Town is covered in like a low-hanging red haze. But pouring out some from like the walls of the cafe you're looking at right now, you see like plumes of just purple smoke, just kind of coming out through all the openings in this place. And there's not like too many. There's mostly like one large chimney. But there's a lot of purple smoke.
A lot of smoke. Okay. I mean, we don't need to breathe, so I'm not really worried about the smoke.
Okay. It's actually super rusting agent. It kills you instantly.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so you guys are standing outside as they hanging out. It's cool.
Yep, we're waiting for good old Stinkjet.
Okay.
Wait,
Or you guys...
We're supposed to meet him inside, right?
Okay, no, we go in. I figured, we looked in, okay, he's not here yet, alright, I guess we're chilling.
Yeah, we go in.
So you go towards the front and you see a few Slug. I'm not sure if you've seen Slug before, but Slug are essentially these very large, kind of slug-like creatures who float around on a series of like small jets, like on the underbelly of and they have like kind of they're upright and they have arms similar somewhat to Jabba the Hutt.
Similar.
However,
TM.
if Jabba the Hutt was flying and looked like Jabba the Hutt was actually capable of moving at some speed and not just being like totally obese. A few of them, they're holding what looks like some sort of energy weapon, and they kind of look toward you, and they're just like, "Hey, pal, what's your business here?"
We're here to meet with Stinkjet.
They kind of look you over, and they're just
cards
like,
on the table.
And one of them kind of gestures back, and the other guard goes into the cafe for a bit. You guys stand outside for a bit, staring awkwardly at the one guard. He just kind of like looks at you guys, and he's just like,
"It's been a long day, huh?"
So where are you guys from?
You know, the outer skirts.
We're from a planet called.
Nope, don't say it.
Oh, what the fuck is it called?
Dead beef.
Dead beef. Yeah, we're from a planet called Dead Beef.
Dead beef. Oh, I've never heard of it. Is that like a mining colony, or
Something.
It was overrun with gremlinites for a really long time.
Gremlinites. Wow, I've never heard of them. Galaxy. It's a really big place, huh?
Yeah.
So
How about yourself?
You just never heard of.
Where are you from?
I'm right here from Dusttown. I've worked with Slug hierarchy my whole life. It's a pretty good gig. We don't get in fights too much. The Slug, with the other gangers, they're really into action. The Slug, we're more of a patient sort. So we got a pretty sweet deal up here.
It's good. I like to hear that.
Yeah, I wish we could be non-combat gang as well, but. Unfortunately,
no, not that we're here to cause trouble, good sir. We're trying to get off this planet.
He's just like, aren't we all? Or not personally, but isn't most people in Dusttown trying to get out of Dusttown? Yes. Let's be real. This place, to a lot of people doesn't have a lot of appeal. The other guard finally comes back and he's just like, "All right, you're cleared for entry." And the remaining guard just like, "You guys have a nice day."
Thanks.
You too, man.
Nice tail. Is it tail?
Don't pick it up. Okay, time to go.
They kind of look at you guys and they're just like, inappropriate. All right. As you're kind of going through the halls, it's kind of a relatively dimly lit. You see flashing lights everywhere throughout this purple haze. It looks like it's kind of almost similar to a human club. There's lots of these Slug that are kind of flying around throughout this place. Most of the species within this place are Slug. You see a couple other various species. You see a Mendelian or a Mendaloid, which is a centaur-like creature that Lefty is. But you don't see, and you see a couple other various creatures you haven't seen before. Some bug-like races, a Trevin, but mostly Slug. You guys are led down, and there's a side entrance past the main kind of dance stage of this club, and there's a staircase that descends downwards. You guys walk down the stairs. Those of you, I think you guys are all capable of walking downstairs at this point.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So that's nice. And you get to a large kind of open room, and there's some Slug. Looks like they're kind of at tables playing various games. You go through these tables with lots of Slug playing games, and you get to a kind of side back entrance, back room, and the guard opens the door and ushers you in, and you see a very, very, very large Slug, who you assume is somewhat obese, sitting on top of lots of piled cushions with a few Slug guards nearby. You guys walk in. He takes a long draw of a long cylindrical thing and puffs out a thing of purple smoke. And he's just like, "How can I assist you today?"
We seek passage to.
Also, just a side note, you guys have odor sensors. It smells freaking terrible in here. It smells really freaking bad. Luckily, you're robots, so you don't care. But you detect, Norman especially, that your etiquette protocol is like screaming at you to like freaking clean this place up. It's awful. Not sanitary.
I'll let you take it away. I'm just gonna like kind of rock myself quietly in the corner.
It's definitely bothering you how bad it is. Like if there was any human here, like they would maybe be rendered like unconscious by how bad this is.
Yeah, we seek passage to notes.
The other side of the planet.
The other side of the planet through the core.
Yeah.
All right, Stinkjet takes another long draw, and he's just like, "This much I already know. But what can you offer me?"
Let's give it Boris.
we have.
We can offer you one mechanoid, only partially used.
We have a variety of things, mainly services, I suppose.
I'm interested in information.
Sure. What information do you believe we have that would be valuable to you?
I've heard that you have dealings with the Rusters. There's one called Lefty.
Yes. He referred us to you.
Give me a location of said Lefty. At any, a current location. The Rusters move around quite a bit. I'd be willing to reward that handsomely. With, say, perhaps passage through the core.
Why do you need information from about this?
He's just like, information is valuable, my friend. You can always, use it to further yourself and your own agenda. You're just like, that was no use at all. Thanks.
Yeah, well, okay. We're currently trying to get a location on Lefty.
Just like, then it would seem our goals are aligned, no?
To an extent, except for we, sort of appreciate Lefty being so good to us.
Alone?
I can guarantee no harm will come to Lefty. It's perfectly safe. Takes another long draw out of his, kind of smoke pipe. He's just like, if those terms are not sufficient for you, I suppose, alternatively, you could come to me with 10,000 credits and 6 sentient beings living.
Wow. Oof.
Fucking sell him the gas run. Fuck it.
No, dude, we'll just go kidnap some Hubbles. Fuck those things. Things are working with adversites.
Also, where the fuck are we gonna find...
I don't know. In either case, we do not have any of that to trade with you right now, so I suppose we'll have to return.
He's just like, I suppose you will. I wish you good fortune.
What's the best place to reach you at? So we can...
He's just like, I can be found here most often. I have nothing to hide from, so you can find me within the Cove of Purple Haze.
Nice.
Nice.
It's basically the equivalent of saying the Cove of Cigarette Smoke. Great,
look,
classy.
Hookah smoke.
Hookah smoke.
Honestly, the name sounds like in Slug, it's like really sleek, but like the translation to like human is just awful. It's really bad.
Yeah. Like a cove of tobacco smoke.
Yeah, sometimes the translations they don't work so well. So you're like that sounds freaking awful, but it's just because you're translating software. It's not that great.
Okay.
Okay. So, great, awesome. Yeah, we'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay. So you're
So
let out.
then it's Sarge.
And
Yeah, and that's pretty much where we're at.
God, how do we find the fucking Rusters?
I mean, we could attempt to find Lefty, like,
Cruel's
actively.
pings you guys, and he's just like, hey, I think I can hook you guys up with a contact that I have with the Rusters. they're not willing to give me any locations to meet, but they said that we can use the same back channel we've been using, and you can communicate with some rusters who can get in contact with Lefty.
Cool. All right,
thank
so this
God.
is great. So we set up the meeting
Also,
at
this
a
is all,
specific
like,
location.
Still battle turrets the entire whole way down. It's
Oh, yeah.
turned into like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
massive like war.
This is the most activity this forum's seen in like 20 years, I presume, right? Like,
Yeah, this like has been a massive spike in activity. This place is like never used.
Yeah, we're gonna wait. Why don't we
It's
just
time
go
to
ahead?
go-
And, yeah, why don't we
to
just
go to
like,
the Curls channel right
like
now.
switch?
yeah.
Like we're just gonna like switch forums real quick. We'll do like a hot switch.
Okay, so you go from battle turds, and what's the next forum you hop to?
Blargio Cart 17.
Blarg.io.
Yeah, Blarg.io.
Dude, Blarg.io was a total flop. Like this thing, like everyone on Blarg.io is complaining about how bad Blarg.io is.
Yeah, and
Well, Blarg.io was great. But
and
Blarg.io was
Blarg.io
garbage.
was a classic, and they just butchered it really.
But here's the thing, it's interesting because it's a really good speed run now. So we're just posing as speedrunners trying to figure out new strats in Blarg.io to try to revive the community.
Yeah. Honestly, there's so many bugs that people have been trying to expose all the bugs and see what they can use to their benefit. So,
Yeah.
you know.
So that's what we're trying to do now, Blarg.io.
Alright, yeah, we hit those Curls people up.
Alright, Krulsk people, I'll be honest. Krulsk himself was pretty good at disguising his messages. It sounded somewhat plausibly like a conversation. These guys are just like, starts the forum. What information do you have? And you're just like, I don't know why you just started a thread with that title. That doesn't make any sense.
Is there like a DMing thing on here? Can we like DM?
You can try and slide into those DMs. There's unfortunately no DMs on these forums.
Can we leave messages in the game for them to find?
Alright, so let me tell you, you're going to start up Blarg.io. You're going to play it for a bit. Try to actually figure out how to use this game and then send messages.
Yeah, no, we're gonna leave like orange soapstone writings on the ground.
Yeah,
Try rear here.
Try rear.
Amazing chest ahead.
Alright. Sure. So I guess what do you say to them, I guess in response to their, poorly titled forum post? A few other people who are active on the forums are just like, what information? What are you talking about, man? But this is a response to a different post, and they're just like,
mods, can we delete this?
mods, can we delete this? And they're just like, the guy just who's on the other line of this is like, I don't understand. Cruel Cipher is not working here. That didn't make any sense. And you're just like, face palm so hard.
All right, all of us report this.
As they try to understand the cipher of other people just randomly talking.
Well, okay. We'll send a well-coded message that's disguised as trying to get the thread on track to something.
Alright, roll
Maybe
a 20-sided dice. I'll say this is a freaking security.
Boy.
And I think that was Reese, unfortunately, who had that one. To
I'll
try
take
to
security.
get these relatively
No,
dense
you've taken
mofos.
way too many skills.
It's true.
You should probably level up your skills, actually. I mean, I still have 11 skill points. You have, what, 13?
Yep.
Do you want security?
Jesus Christ. I'll take
Do
security.
you think that's something that your bot would do?
Yeah. I guess.
Alright, so plus 3 is 6 points. I mean, I feel like that's,
Okay.
pretty good, entry level, just kind of
I just will security.
SECU. SECURITY. There you go. Security, and then plus 3, probably, and then you have 7 points left. Or you want to go plus 4, and that's 10 points. You have 3 points
I'll
left.
take level 4 security.
Okay. Okay, so then
Level
you
4
have.
security, that's 7, 9, so you have 10 in security. That's a lot. That's 10 points spent on security.
Yeah. So you have 3 points left.
Okay. Alright,
Cool.
so you just briefly describe why a barber is an expert in security procedures.
Okay.
You have to deal with a lot of foreign diplomats, dude. You gotta have that high security clearance so you're not just like awkwardly.
Like not even security procedures. It's like technical security.
Oh yeah.
And like
shit.
And like cryptography and like just in general encoding and decoding technical information.
I've dealt with a lot of people. People talk to me all the time while I'm cutting their hair and shit.
Are you saying you cut the hair of like security experts who just like to sit there?
So you cut the hair of like a lot of like leading experts in like cryptography.
Yeah,
like some of like the
100%,
sharpest
dude.
minds. Right. So you've hit up some of the sharpest minds of cryptography. As you cut their hair, they were bored and they told you all about everything. You were, you just have in your free time picked up this skill and become a master at it. So I'll say that what did you roll? It's a DC 13 check to get these dense people to understand your message.
9.
Alright, plus bonuses or with bonuses?
With bonuses.
Wait, no, that's +4. But then, what is security based off of?
I'm gonna say that you can use hardware, hard drive.
Is that hard drive?
Yeah, no.
+0, so that's a 9 overall.
All right.
Wow.
Roll a 6-sided dice, Leonard. On a 1, 2, 3. Or no, sorry. So on a 1 to 2, you're simply the message is misunderstood and is kind of suspicious to everyone else there. 3 or 4, the mods ban you all, and 5 or 6, the adverse sites pick this up and start suspicious.
Oh boy.
And you know this because of
Okay, that's a 1.
All right. But like one of the guys is just like, who is allowing all these shit posts? What is this? This is awful. And then your contact is just like, shit posts. You're the one shit posting. I don't understand what you're trying to say. I don't even know why I'm bothering with this. And then Leonard, you send your message, which is what?
Shit, dude, I don't know.
What were we trying to do?
So I was assuming what you're trying to do is saying, hey, stop not using the cipher, use the cipher, you dense people, we want to meet up and, talk about some information we have that could be of interest to Lefty or something like that.
Sure,
you already made the roll.
Well, yeah, is that sort of roughly what you were saying, or kind of what was your message you're trying to get across?
That is what we were saying.
Alright, however, this message is unfortunately lost in translation, and eventually it seems like your contact stops responding to you.
Fucker.
After a few more attempts of you guys going back and forth and him being very stupid, or her, and...
Okay, we go back to the fucking Krolsk. The battle turds. Yeah, we go back to Krolsk and be like, dude, your contact was an idiot. We couldn't get a hold of him.
Alright, roll a 20-sided dice moment, and on a roll of 12 or higher, Krolsk is still actually checking this forum.
That's a 2.
Well, SOL there.
Oh boy.
Alright.
We need an alternative.
Somewhat awkward. You guys no longer have any contacts.
We need to go actually
get
a hold of Lefty the old street gang way.
Go knock on some doors.
You're gonna literally knock on some doors.
Dude, why is our...
Have you heard the word of Jesus Ruster? Also named Lefty? We want to hear him too. Or something?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, there's gotta be, like, a spot, right?
Alright, I mean, there's, like, territory where, like, Rusters are known to, like, be in, but it's kind of like a large swath of territory, and there's other business that kind of goes down in there.
Alright, so basically we're gonna go try to find Rusters,
Okay. Alright, so you guys go down, and there's not a lot of people, like, hanging around right now. It's pretty deserted because of the adverse activity. But there's still, like, a few people milling about, going about their business. Mostly kind of relatively quickly. What do you guys do? You guys are just kind of going down the street.
We're still disguised as per the Norman.
Yeah, Norman's disguised as such. You guys have like, I don't know, you're wearing long hoods similar to freaking Hubbles, but you're obviously not the same shape as Hubbles. And shady people come through here all the time wearing weird clothes, so it's kind of like that unusual. Dust Town is a shady place.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing? You see some people milling about. You see a couple of people gathering in various alleyways to kind of treat you like, you know, hard stares as you go past. Looks like, you know, some thuggish-looking types.
Yeah, dude, we want to be talking to thugs-ish looking types, not just straight-up thugs.
Yeah, dude, fuck it. Let's go talk to them.
Therein lies the problem. Thugs or Ruster thugs.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Let's just go ask people, hey, we need to be, you know, set up. We need to be talking to Rusters.
Alright.
It's vital.
So,
it's important.
So roll a, I guess, sure. So let's say roll a 20-sided dice, Josh. You go up to a group of people, and you're like, so we need to talk to Rusters. And well, give me a second to decide what the actual role represents. Alright, sure. I've got my number in my head. Secret roll, unfortunately.
Cool.
But go for it.
16.
Alright, you identify these guys. You're pretty confident they're Rusters. They're wearing some Ruster colors. And they've also got, you know, some insignias on the sides of their neck. Which is, you know, you've noticed is a common Ruster motif. And you walk up to them and you're just, what do you say?
We need to find
These are all these are all kind of the, one of them is the kind of door-like individual you guys have seen in the past, the large box-like creature. And two of them are kind of like these, kind of long, kind of spindly-looking praying mantis humanoid types. And you walk up and you're like,
oh hey Mog, how's it going, bud? Haven't seen you in a while.
roll a 20-sided dice. If it's a 16 or higher, it's literally Mog.
That's a 1. It was a 1.
Just like the large lumbering creature slowly walks over to you and kind of towers above you, even though you're very big. The door-like creatures are even larger. He's just like, name's Dog, not Mog.
Oh, sorry.
Not all grogs the same. And then the two mantis-like creatures just you don't want to get on the bad side of Dog. Dog, it's a bad move.
Oh yeah, sorry for the confusion. Hey, we need to get a message to Lefty.
All right. You know, the large, you know, door-like creature is just like, why?
Because it's extremely important.
Look, good sir. Good Sir Grog. Fucking hell.
Just,
Are you okay, Leonard?
Stupid.
Leonard's character actually reacts like that as one of the men just leads over to him.
Oh, there's a moth.
Oh, there's a big ass fly in here. Okay.
Or something.
Beetle,
Yeah.
something. Okay, that's fair. Good sir, I apologize for any personal harm we might have caused you. We're still new to the area.
Personal harm.
Huh? Wait, what did he say?
Severe personal harm.
We'd like to make reparations in any way we can, but it's extremely important that we find Lefty. The Trevins want to open up talks.
About dealing with the adversate threat.
Oh boy. All right. I'll say roll a 20. Roll a 20-sided dice, Norman. This is persuasion. And it's gonna be DC 14.
Okay. DC 14.
Or
You want to level up
Yeah.
persuasion?
Yeah, I'll take a level of persuasion. Actually.
that makes sense. Your character is supposed to be persuasive. Or you know, if there's a skill called diplomacy, we can use diplomacy, but it's supposed to be the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
7.
7, 10 overall.
Tens overall is just like, those are some high-level talks you're talking about, my friend. Trevins, Rusters, generally, no, the gangs don't get along too well. what's in it for us if we, pass your word along?
The adversites will start dying off. It's a pretty good benefit for everyone.
Just like dogs, just like adversites. Attack. Suddenly, a sonic reverberation just slaps dog right in the face. And he's just like, "Whoa, what's going on?" He for a second, and like shakes it off. He's just like, "Adversites don't come around these parts too much. Don't have to worry about them."
I mean, Rustler territory will grow. Good business relations always helped everyone else. Indubitably, sir.
He's just... Alright. Roll, I guess, DC 15 Persuasion to see if, good business relations work on these low-level street thugs.
Yes. That's an 18.
Alright, one of the Mantis is just like... He does have a point, dog. This is, potentially, serious, opportunity for us. We've been talking about moving up for a while. Replacing Mog and Mog, We could be the next Mog and Mog, if these guys are legit. And, like, dog is just like...
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not so sure we can trust people who assume that all Grogs are the same. and Gumble's just like, I assumed you were the same as Mog at first, dog. It's a common mistake. You guys all look the same.
Oh no!
Dog would just like, take that back. Take that back right now. Gumball just like holds up his hand. He's like, look, man. They're like the second Mantis is just staying out of it. He's just like, I don't want any part of this.
I like kind of walk over to the second Mantis. I'm like, hey, can you help us out here, man? is there anything you can do for us?
Persuasion. This is 12.
Yeah, 13 overall.
Alright. The guy just kind of looks over at you and he kind of just sighs and walks up. He's just like, look, Gumball, you know the deal. When you talk about Mog and Dog, you can't just be assuming they're the same, alright? You can't even, it's just, you gotta make an effort, a serious conscious effort, and I think you owe Dog an apology, and I feel like you owe him a few pints later down at Lauren's. And Gumball's just like, alright, fine. First round's on me, but I still think this could go well. Dog kind of looks over at you guys suspiciously, and he's just like, fine, see what we can do. You guys sit tight here.
Sure, man.
Alright, so what do you guys... So, Dog and Lumble kind of stay there and just hang out with you in this random alleyway, and Gumball scuttles off.
Okay. Alright, yeah, we're just
so,
chilling.
So, Dog, tell us more about your homeworld.
He's just like, place's name is Fog. It's a great place. Clear daylight all the time.
What brought you to this town?
He's just like, a lot of Gogs, they get hired on as personal security. Many species find us quite intimidating due to our size and physical strength. There's good money out there to be had to work on security, but I'll admit, the risk is kind of wearing on me in my old age. And Numble's just like, Dog, you're only 4 years old. You're barely out of your teenage years, even by freaking Dog standards. The Dog is just like, this place ages you, Uncle. I expect you to know that after what happened to Fruit. And he's just like, dude, don't even talk about Fruit, man. Not some bad stuff.
Meanwhile, our freaking translators are just like, what the fuck is happening?
Your translators occasionally just like, what is going on?
It's like, Fog? Fruit? What?
Yeah, like, just like random, like occasionally, like you're pretty sure that just like it just replaces nonsense words with words that sound similar in English, but like are clearly not the correct words.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm into it.
Fog,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Good conversation going here.
So, what kind of things do you like to do then? 4 years old, you must have a pretty good grasp of your hobbies now, right?
He's just like, I do indeed. I enjoy going to exercise, try to keep in shape. The box form doesn't keep up itself.
I like give my translator like a good like tap, like, come on, hello, are you working?
Dog is just like, besides that, I do enjoy absorbing some sun, you know, getting a few rays. It's really hard out here. The red dust just covers everything. Really hard to get any serious sunlight, but a few times of the year I'll, you know, rent a shuttle to go out into space, and I'll let the, you know, sun shield down, and I'll absorb a few rays.
Oh my god.
You know,
you can handle that radiation?
he's just like, of course. On Dog, there's, you know, what you call radiation, we call just good old vitamin D. And you're just like, your translators are just like, kind of trying to translate like what he actually meant, but.
Wait, did you just say Sunny D?
But you understand that there's
some,
you know, without a lot of sunlight, it sounds like he just explains, you know, a lot of gogs get really depressed, you know, so you got to make sure you get your, you know, enough sun in, and you're just like, wow, it's really convenient. It's really similar to how some humans act.
How about yourself, Grumble?
He's just like, he kind of looks at you for a second, he's just like, I'm Lemble. The other one's Gumble, and Dog just like, see how it feels? See how it feels?
It's because your names are so similar. I'm so sorry.
Just like Lemble and Gumble, basically they don't sound anything alike. And then Dog is just like, I know, it's the same thing. Like people in this fake Mog and Mog all the time. Like, it's absurd. And Lemble just like, look, I know you're mechanoids and all, so you're not used to dealing with organics, but you gotta learn how to talk to people, you know, if you want to be taken seriously. And then at this point, Gamble comes back and he's just like, I've got Dog here. He says, he kind of quickly corrects himself. I've got Mog here. He says he's willing to talk to you guys and hear you guys out. And he has a comm link directly with Lefty if you guys have anything interesting to say. And, you know, kind of Mog rounds the corner, looks exactly the freaking same as Dog, like literally no different. Like, you guys like could not tell these things.
It's like taking like a double take, like
wait, what's going on?
It's good to see you again, Mog, good sir.
And he's just like, it's pronounced Mog, and you're just gonna like look at him like what I just said, and the Dog just like shakes his like he doesn't have a head because these guys have like a face like in their torso, but like shakes his whole body in like a head like and a human like gesture. And you guys descend into a conveniently located basement nearby, where there is, you know, a table set up where you guys sit at, and, you know, Mog sinks heavily into one of the chairs, designed for, you know, a Gog of his size. And he's just like, heard you have some information about some potential allegiances with Trevins. What can you tell me?
The,
Adversites pissed off the Trevins.
Oh, yeah, big time. That's not good. Longclaw himself said that he'd like to open up relations with Lefty and plan a meeting.
He's just like, Longclaw said that?
Longclaw
hasn't opened up communications in a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty serious. They
They're
what did they do, Quant?
The Adversites?
Yeah, what did the Adversites do?
They stormed the They stormed their cellar and killed Mudscale and three total Trevins. Two big, no, 5. How many? A lot, but they killed Mudscale.
Yeah, the Adversites stormed a random Trevin place and killed a bunch of Trevins?
I guess so. Or the Adversites.
And they're just like, what happened with the safe house we sent you? Did they manage to make it there? Your friends? What happened?
Well, yeah, we were trying to...
Well, our friends escaped in the chaos.
Oh, wait. We have the electricity gun, don't we?
Yeah.
We didn't, we scrapped it.
Oh,
We scrapped it.
Alright.
And he's just like, in the chaos, he's just like, alright. Start from the beginning. What happened after you left the Ruster warehouse?
After we left the Ruster warehouse, we were heading over to the Adversite cellar via the tunnels. We got attacked by a bunch of ferals, and we didn't really know what happened. When we came to, like, Our friends were there.
The core in order to get to the safe house.
Yes.
All right. Continue.
Yeah, on our way, me, Otto, Reese. We lost Reese to the ferals. It was real unfortunate. And I'm talking like Mog. And Snipper Clips. We sat there and we fought ferals for what seemed like hours. And by the time the fog of war cleared, Boris and
he looks like confused by your use of the word fog, but he's continue.
Boris and our good friends had been there, and Krulsk, all of them were there, and I guess they escaped. Krulsk.
So let me get this straight.
Shit, you need to.
You guys went into the core to get to the safe house. At this point, you were attacked by a group of ferals. Predictably, it is the core. You then proceeded to fight with said group of ferals for a protracted length of time, losing one of your own in the process. And after you had successfully defeated the ferals, mysteriously, your friends were there the whole time and joined you.
No, they escaped and found us. They escaped through a hatch in the cellar.
I suppose after the Adversites invaded and killed Mudscale, they left. They were able to leave and find us.
Wait, how would the invasion and death of Mudscale have in any way relate to the safe house that your friends were staying at before?
Shit. What? They weren't staying. The Mudscale had our friends, and they were.
So guys, the safe house wasn't the Trevin didn't have anything to do with the safe house. It was a Ruster safe house in Trevin territory that the Trevins found out about and captured your friends.
See, that's what we were confused about.
Yeah. So it was supposed to be initially a safe house, but unfortunately they got found out. So essentially, this is what kind of Dog is trying to kind of figure out is what happened in this story that led you to everything that happened. When there's the kind of key piece of information was that obviously, I'm assuming you guys are trying to hide, is that you guys killed all the Trevins.
Yes.
And booked in with friends.
Well, the Adversites found out that they had some of our mechanoids there, and the Adversites wanted them back.
He's just so the Adversites raided the safe house.
Yeah.
Your friends escaped down through the cellars. And he's just all right, that sounds plausible enough. Roll a bluff check, Norman. To kind of DC 11 to convince Mog of this tale.
That's a cocked die. That's a 23 overall.
Alright, Mog seems just 100% satisfied with that story. Completely makes sense to him. He's just alright, so continue. So you've been reunited with your friends, you're down in the core, you fought off some ferals. How did you get to communicating with the Trevins themselves and over here?
Well, so the Trevins were more of the Trevins were stationed nearby. And as we were we exited the core because it was too dangerous for us, and we were wandering around, and as we were passing by one of the windows, it was slightly ajar, and we heard him talking about how the Adversites had gone and done in Mudscale. With our friends corroborating the tale, good sirs, we went in and opened up communications. And they actually wanted us to go and get Lefty's fleet. But we don't know Lefty that well.
Fleet?
Yes, for support.
Just that is a bold ask from the Trevins to ask for their fleet.
Yeah, they did it. Well, they did him a real wrong, so they'd probably be willing to help a lot with a lot of things. And this benefits all of us if we can all work together on this one.
I'll pass this information along. I'm assuming you have some information of the Trevins want to set up a meet with Lefty himself. Can you pass this? I guess, can you tell me any where they told you guys they have a place they want to meet up, essentially?
Shit. They gave us a communicator, right? Or something, a way to get a hold of them.
They told you a place they'd meet up, and they'd have people at, and you could, once you were there, they would know, and once they had some representative Lefty.
Yeah. We tell them that. We share that information.
All All right. Mog goes back and talks on the comms for a bit with Lefty. Comes back to you guys, and he's just like, "All right, here's the deal. Lefty is going to send myself and also Dog, Gumble, and Lumble, who already all know about this, to this meeting spot of yours. He's going to have us conduct, you will remain a neutral party, useful because of your, initial contact with the Trevins. And, myself and Lefty's representatives will talk through with the Trevins and see if we like what they have to say.
Okay.
All right, so another crappy van shows up, kind of similar to the Trevin van. You guys pile in. Mog and Dog have like a really hard time fitting in this van because they're really freaking big. And you guys, kind of roll your way on over to Trevin territory, where this meeting spot's at, and you guys pile out of the car. Also, smoothing pile out of the car. What are you guys doing? What's your plan?
We'll go in first. The robots will. Yeah, us, the mechanoids. And then we'll, give them a little signal telling them it's good for them to come in.
Okay. Should we take, a temporary intermission while we wait for Josh to complete whatever and, bathroom break and everything else before we start?
Yeah, I'd be down to hit a bathroom break. So we'll take a short intermission. We'll be back in about 10. So.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right. Hopefully, I wasn't super late. All right. I might be somewhat eating some food, but yes. Sometimes you have to eat your dinner on stream.
I remember listening to it. It was fine.
And we're back! Back again!
Oh.
AJ's eating!
Tell a friend.
Here, we'll do PC chair shot until AJ's done eating. That way AJ doesn't have to... Yeah, he'll just like talk into the mic and it'll be fine. You'll hear some forks and chewing, but...
Open up. Mind your chewing.
Chewing ASMR.
Okay. So you guys are walking into the Trevin meeting spot, right?
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Followed by an envoy of 2 Gogs and Gumble and Mumble. You walk into the meeting spot and you see, this is a relatively large warehouse-looking thing. Let's be real. There's a lot of houses around here, a lot of buildings. They look like warehouses. There's giant, large, vacant buildings used for, moving material. You walk in there and there's a relatively long table set. And the table is like kind of covered in like lots of various foods that are like super, snazzy. There are various different, actually not for various different species, mostly for various humanoid species that are commonly found in the Ruster gang. Dog and Mog kind of look at each other and like go over and like start digging into some like black squid looking thing. And then Gumble and Lumble have their own like looks like maybe some sort of ice cream or something. You're not sure. However, most notably, there's no Trevins here right now, and you guys are alone in this like nice banquet hall. Gumble and Lumble and Mog and Dog don't seem too bothered by this, but
because they're just like eating. Yeah, they're chilling.
Yeah.
Sure, you left your soda in the other room, didn't you?
No, it's right here.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say if you had to get up and go get it, I would have kombucha, but we're good. So we're just hanging out. I guess I'll look around, take it in more. Yeah, just kind of wait. There's not much we can do. We gotta just wait for the Trevins. I said they'd be here. I guess we could contact.
Well,
we can't contact what's his face. And Lefty's not even gonna be here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So, I don't know. What do you think?
I think that we should probably...
Yeah, you make a decision, Josh.
I don't know. We're just chill. Like, we're just waiting for this meeting to start.
Get out of here.
All right, you guys chill. You see a few. You notice on the table there's a few power packs, like on the end of like one of the.
Totally gonna dig into that.
Yeah, that's you suspect that's your guys' food.
Sure, we grab them.
And you get 4 power and power packs.
Sweet.
I feel like it was just food here for us. Sick.
All right. Eventually, you hear, the door open and you see a Trevin entourage come in. It's led by Bloodback, and it looks like there's lots of tough-looking Trevin warrior types. You most notably do not see Longclaw represented in this procession, and Bloodback and his fellow Trevin sit down on the table opposite of Mog, Dog, Gumble, and Lumble. And Bloodback kind of clears his throat and he's just like, let us be about our business. Longclaw would have appreciated if Lefty himself had shown up to this meeting instead of sending his representative, but we understand these are suspicious times. Mog and Dog are just like, indeed, in unison. And Bloodback kind of like, he's just like, I will not mince words. We require the Ruster fleet in an assault against the adverse sites. We have gathered ourselves a sizable fleet, and we feel with the aid of the Rusters, we can stand against the adversary fleet that remains here in Zalgos, Mog and Dog kind of look to each other, and they're just like, a direct attack on the Adversites. Have you lost your mind? Has Longclaw gone mad in his old age? And then, like, Bloodback just kind of pounds on the table, and he's just like, I will demand respect for Longclaw. And Mog and Dog just seem absolutely unfazed by this. They're just like, whatever, dude. And essentially, the kind of talk goes back and forth with Longclaw, Bloodback, saying that if they help him out, they can fight the Adversites. It's going to be great. They're going to get sweet loot by looting the Adversite ships. They're going to help with the propaganda spin by saying that the Trevins hired some mercenaries and that the nothing will be linked back to the Rusters. The Rusters are like, yeah, that seems shady as hell. Won't they definitely know it was us? Like, this is going to be a massive space battle. Also, aren't you worried about the rest of the Adversite fleet coming? Like, yes, right now there's only like an Inquisitor ship and like a few cruisers, but there could be more people coming. And they're just like, nah, man, they're attacking some Void ones. They're going to be gone for a while, and we're going to peace out of here by the time they get back. The Rushers seem still somewhat hesitant to commit to this. They say it's massive kind of overextension of their power and, kind of leaves them both pretty vulnerable. And the Trevins seem to think it's going to, boost them both up. That's kind of as they go back and forth.
So, I guess I'll come in and kind of try and inspire them. Well, good sirs, a good man once said...
All right.
I kind of lag for a sec. I'm like...
They're all just, like, staring at you, like, what is he saying?
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
And they're just like, Dog in particular says, and what good man in particular said those words?
An old poet named Winston Churchill. And I say Churchill instead of Churchill.
Alright, Gumble's just like, oh yeah, Winston Churchill, I've heard of him. And then Lumble's just like, no, you haven't, Gumble, shut the fuck up. Gumbel looks pretty sad, but the state of his life. Bloodback is just like, of what relevance is this?
I'm saying that the Rusters should go in on this plan. Are you going to go down in history as another gang on Free City of Zalgos? Or are you going to go down in history as the liberators of the Free City of Zalgos?
Roll like a DC 18 persuasion check to
Dog, I've got this.
That's one easy.
That's a cocked die, thank God.
It's so difficult.
Fuck, that's a 13.
Mog and Dog are like, yeah, being liberator sounds great and all, but you know what I like even better than being a liberator? Being alive. You go up against the Adversites, it tends not to go too well. And Bloodback, he's just like, that will change upon the morrow. Our fleet is stronger than you know. We will stand against the Adversites. And Mog is just like, dude, chill. All right. And Bloodback looks like literally a blood vessel is about to burst out of this dude's forehead. He is extremely aggravated, mustering all of his diplomatic talent. But you can tell that Bloodback is clearly a warrior. The reason he's called Bloodback, you're not sure, but you guess this dude probably showers in blood or something. He seems like a violent type, and he's not doing too well with this whole diplomacy thing.
How many other Trevins are with him?
There's a few Trevins, and they seem like they kind of follow Bloodback as their leader.
Shit.
And they're
okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
They're kind of deferring to him. Their patience is wearing thin, but you need to worry about Bloodback more than anyone else there.
Yeah, I kind of say, can I have a moment, Bloodback? Give me a moment, and I can pull him over to our side, to us. Say,
oh yeah,
all right,
to Bloodback or Mog and Dog?
Just kind of everyone. Or Bloodback to come over to us, and then Mog and Dog to kind of.
All right, roll a DC 10 for persuasion check, because Bloodback's not in a good mood, and he's
That's a 15 overall.
He just like sighs extremely heavily, and he's just like kind of lumbers over to where you gesture, and he's just like, Mechanoid. Well, I appreciate your success in setting up this meeting. Of what use do you bring me here?
Bloodback. The people we're talking to aren't warriors. Like yourself. They aren't mighty warriors like yourself. You can't approach them with ideals of a warrior.
He's just like, I promised them the spoils of war. Who could turn down such bounty?
They don't believe in the glory. They believe in the spoils, but not the glory. So it's not the combat that they're after.
They want spoils, but they want it a different way. Through shady deals.
There is no shady deals. This is not a slough, Cove of Purple Haze, okay?
Basically...
It would also help to have some numbers. Like, you say your fleet's mighty. Is that like 10 ships? Is it like 2,000 ships? You know what I mean?
He's just like, we have 2 cruiser-class vessels and at least twice as many Corvette-class vessels.
You don't need to talk to us about that. You gotta tell them and convince them that it's enough.
And also, you really need to emphasize that Longclaw is a very reasonable person, and that he is the one that is insisting that this will work, is going down.
Right, and not you.
So it's not Bloodback saying it, it's Longclaw.
Roll a persuasion check, DC 12 to try and get through to Bloodback. And kind of talk him down a bit.
Stupid cock dice.
Every roll is cock dice. How many times have you rolled?
There we go. Nice. That's a 20. Modified 20.
A modified 20. Alright. Bloodback, makes, a visible, attempt to relax. You just, the blood stops, kind of pulsing quite so heavily across the vein in his forehead. And he lumbers back, to the table, and sits, heavily across from Mog and Dog. And he's just like, look, this entire, attack and plan has been orchestrated by Longclaw. You know Longclaw to be a reasonable individual. He kind of slowly he looks like he's trying to carefully choose his words, and you when he says reasonable individual, you kind of get the feeling he's just not warrior,
he's reasonable, clutching his fists, reasonable individual.
And he's just the fleet we have acquired is from a recent defeat against White Tiger herself. And that Mog and Dog kind of look at each other and just you took down White Tiger, and he's just yes. In an excellently planned coup by Longclaw, we managed to get ourselves on board White Tiger's ships, and we have taken them for ourselves. And this Mog and Dog a little bit more interested, and they're just dang, you took down White Tiger? Alright, that's some real stuff right there.
Good.
Just
good.
You have taken over White Tiger's production facility, and with the a successful capture of these Adversite vessels after this battle, we ourselves will be able to begin production of Adversite warships, capable of standing on their own. With this, we will be able to edge them out of the gold circle and take their place. Alright. They're kind of also, you guys, the gold circle, you look this up quickly in your databanks, is the leading aristocracy of the free city of Zalgos. Essentially, there's a board of directors, so to speak, of various species that are on the gold circle. Currently, the Adversites are on it. But, it's kind of just a place you have just by strength. And if you look weak, you can definitely get booted off the gold circle and replaced by someone else. He's just the Adversites are a dying race. They make many enemies and few friends. No one here will miss their passing. They're only respected for their military might. And when it's demonstrated they do not even have that, all of their few allies will abandon them. Alright.
Dude, Norman, you basically just made an assist check on this dude and gave him like plus 20 fucking persuasion.
I know, dude. He's so persuasive suddenly.
Look, you guys, he took your message to heart. All right, he was like trying to spoil the war, but he's like, all right, this is like a real thing that can work. Mog and Dog are like, all right, you killed White Tiger. You do make good points about the adverse sites. However, what exactly are your? We need more than just a spoil from the adversary ships. We want half of the production facilities you've taken from White Tiger, and like this blood back. It's just like half of the production facilities. Of what madness do you speak? And just like starts like totally raging at Mog and Dog. What do you guys do?
Blood back, please. What do we say? You need to ground yourself.
Roll a 20-sided dice to do Bloodback's life coaches. DC 15 persuasion check. He's pretty upset.
That's a 14, motherfucker.
Alright. He's just like, silence yourself, Mechanoid. I'll not have your interruptions. But then, kind of, he does listen to you and kind of, slowly sit down from like his elevated position. He's just like, for your service, we can offer you a generous 30% of the production facilities we have taken. Mog and Dog are just like 45, and they start haggling back and forth for a while. It's clear that like Bloodback is getting very frustrated and doesn't want to budge above 30%.
Well, how about you give a little bit more of the adversite productions after like payment to begin and then payment on completion, right?
So the production facilities are ship production facilities, and they're saying they want 30% of the facilities that can produce adversite, the ships in general, including adversite ships. And well, the Bloodback is saying they're willing to give 30% of the facilities, and they're saying they want 50. And that's kind of the haggling is going back and forth right now.
What do you think?
So you say
Mog and Dog. I'm actually just talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and I'm like, look. Really, what Mog and Dog are getting here are not. It's not the most valuable thing. Is not the production facilities. What it really is that if these guys get into the Golden Circle and they have favor, with them, then they have a lot more power in the free city of Zalgos. They have a lot more free reign of what their capabilities are.
Okay.
So really, we just need to stress that the value of this is better than even the production facilities.
All right. So I look over at Bloodclaw. I'm like, "Hey, Bloodclaw, can we have Mog and Dog for a sec?" Just
all right. Roll a DC like 11 persuasion check for Bloodclaw not to flip his shit.
Fucking cock dice. That's a 12 unmodified, so 15 overall.
All right. You can tell that, he looks frustrated, but he, appreciates that your, advice in the past has led to some success, and he's just like, despite the fact that I expressly asked you not to interrupt us, I, of course, will allow you this boon, Mechanoid. And Mog and Dog slowly lumber up, and they're just like, you guys better have a good reason for making us stand up.
Look,
it's really hard for a freaking dog to sit down.
Good sirs.
Those chairs are not comfortable, and they're barely comfortable once you sit in them long enough. So,
good sirs. The true value here aren't the ships, aren't the production facility that you might have full control over. Do you really want to deal with that hassle? If you get favor with these guys after they've gotten in the Golden Circle, it's more of a long-term investment.
He's just like, look, assuming they get in the Golden Circle, which is a big assumption, I'm not sure how much aid this is to us. They could, I mean, what guarantees do we have that any influence will actually kind of bounce back to us in terms of any, favors or anything else?
That can be determined now. But if you continually... I kind of look over at him, and I presume he's, like, touchy, right? If you continually test this touchy man...
He's currently, like, fingering, like, the hilt of his weapon and just, like, kind of strumming the fingers on the back of, like, his, like, giant axe.
This can only end in blows. Concede a little and gain a lot more.
They're just like, you make solid points about the gold circle. He's just like, all right, Bloodback, here's what I can do for you. You take 100% of the production facilities, all of them, on the condition that Lefty gets elected to the gold circle. And Bloodback is just like, this Longclaws whose plan this is. Trevins risk everything, you risk nothing, and yet you would have us give you the position on the gold circle. And they're just like, risk nothing? You're asking us to risk our whole fleet. They kind of get into it over like who deserves the position on the gold circle.
Does Longclaw truly? This is to Josh. Do you think Longclaw really wants to be on the golden circle? He seems like the kind of guy who rule from the shadows, right? Rather than on the golden circle.
Yeah,
kind of deal.
Yeah,
well, Longclaw, I guess the gold circle has a lot of like economic powers. Also,
okay.
if you're part of the gold circle, you can lay claim to a sector on Zalgos and like mess with its settings such that it supports your climate. So essentially, you could make it like your home world.
Like, okay, so what if we, maybe come to sort of like a, I don't know, like a medium standing, I guess, like a compromise of sorts.
Okay.
And say, like, maybe there's like a third party that has both. Yeah, dude, Krolsk.
Put Krolsk on the gold circle.
A third party that has, both parties' intentions in mind, essentially.
Put Boris in the gold circle.
So you're gonna try and get Krolsk elected to the gold circle?
No, not Krolsk necessarily.
Just sort of suggest, like, hey, is there a third party that would make sense to be elected to the gold circle that would have both of your intentions, in mind?
All right, roll a DC 15 persuasion check. This is kind of somewhat of tough sell because obviously both sides would want their own person representing them in the gold circle. But
I guess you would have to do this because you said it.
I mean, I'm just talking to you, dude.
Okay, yeah, sure, I'll say it.
Sure. Norman relays this information.
That's an 18.
All right. They're like kind of like pause, and Bloodbag doesn't seem to really like it at first. However, he kind of gets talked down. He eventually, seems to be like, all right, this maybe is an acceptable solution, just because without, the assistance of the Rusters, they're going to be in tough shape in a fight against the Adversites. And they tried to hash out a suitable third-party candidate for a while, and they eventually, they come up with freaking none other than actually Krolsk, who had Trevin.
Dude, Krolsk. Dude, we just set this dude up.
Yes! I'm so excited.
Actually Krolsk, so, who has connections with both of these people, but isn't like intimately necessarily super connected with either of them. Somewhat more with the Rusters, but still has solid connections elsewhere. And they agree, and they said, they start like kind of drawing up. They've messaged back their various leaders. They come back, they talk some more about kind of some details of like how various loot's gonna get split up and how whatever's gonna happen, and kind of the details of the battle plan, the alliance moving forward, lots of political stuff. At a certain point, Bloodback steps out because he's just too frustrated talking to people after like the main dealing is done. And kind of one of his more wiry subordinates takes over, who's a little more reasonable as they work out the details. And eventually, I guess, they've got a plan. They've got a battle strategy. They're going to attack in a few days' time. They're set and ready for action.
Sick.
All right. So you guys are kind of standing in the corner during all this. Trevins leaves, and just like Mog and Dog come over to you guys. It's just like interesting times, going head to head against the Adversites. Not usually our style, but what's that saying that Windstool, church hands or something?
Nothing ventured, everything gained.
No,
what?
Something ventured. So, yeah.
I made that up. I said that.
Gumble's just like, I fucking knew it, and Lumble's just like, no, you didn't know shit, Gumble, shut up. And they're just like, it's gonna be interesting times ahead. You know, we could have, a place, the table for rusters, for enterprising individuals such as yourself, assuming you're not still dead set on get that mech husk we've set up for you on the other side of the core.
We're not interested on it? Yeah, I mean...
No, still interested in the mech husk.
Well, wish you good luck. We appreciate your...
We have to get Sarge, and he's with the Adversites.
Actually, they did say that they would maybe hook us up with some support for that once we set up the meeting. Not the Rusters, but...
Well, if we wait a few days' time, we could probably just go in with them and get Sarge.
Yeah.
And aid them with this, right?
I mean, maybe we could just take some people with us that are, like, super good at being all, stealthy and getting in there and just grabbing Sarge. Because the thing is, too, is, like, while Sarge doesn't know anything about this plan, like, he knows stuff about us and what our mission is, and, like, we're kind of...
We can't leave Sarge, that's for sure.
No, but I'm saying, like, even, like, getting Sarge is kind of time-sensitive, right? Because they might, like, interrogate him.
They are, as far as attempting to extract whatever information they can off Sarge. You're not sure if maybe they've already been successful, or they failed, or what's happened there, but you're pretty sure they're going to be trying, at least, to extract information from Sarge.
Yeah, so that's a little bit time-sensitive. So I think that maybe we should, basically take the Trevins up on their offer. And...
Well, I'm talking to Josh. I don't think that they want to move against them right now. Because if they move against them, if they make any kind of movement against them, then they're just going to go up on even higher alert. They're spread thin right now, trying to find us.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you have an idea that you're pretty sure, Bloodback's thirsting for blood, but they're going to need at least a few days to get their, fleets in order to, prepare for this attack, and they probably don't want to, alert the Adversites they're preparing a full frontal assault.
Okay, I think that we should tell them about...
Us?
The Sloog.
The Sloog?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
What about the Sloog?
Yeah, I mean, you just tell them.
They're okay, so basically...
Do you think that's a good idea?
You flagging down Bloodback, and you're like, yo...
No. We're just talking to Mog and
Dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Maug. Mog. And Dog.
Mog and Dog, yeah.
Well, I think it's an emphasis thing, so it's Mog, and then Og, right?
I thought it was just because it's spelled M-O-G and then M-A-W-G, that would be like Mog and Mog.
Yeah, so it'd be an emphasis thing.
Yeah, it is. Which is, anyway. So, but yeah, I'm telling them, okay, look, we got a hold of, what's his face? What's the Sloog's name?
Stinkjet?
Is that right? Stinkjet?
Yes.
Okay, so we got a hold of Stinkjet as per Lefty's recommendation, and he's saying that in order to provide us passage through the core to get to that mech husk, he wants to know where Lefty's going to be.
At this, Mog and Dog, look at each other, and they're like, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Well, we know, and that's why we're talking to you about this. And why would Lefty refer us to Stinkjet if Stinkjet was gonna have such sketchy intentions?
Mog and Dog are like, look, at any given time, none of these gangs, the factions that you see in Dusttown, are going to be working together. The breakthrough we just saw with negotiations with Bloodback was honestly a product of desperation at the current attacks of the Adversites against them, and also having the resources that we could actually maybe launch a significant assault. The Sloog and the Rusters don't get along, so it's reasonable that they want dirt on us Rusters. We appreciate you telling us about this dirt they want, and we
don't really care about Stinkjet. He's filthy anyways.
You can try to go through the core without him. We have a few entrances, and we know a little bit about it. Obviously, it won't be as safe as if you had directions directly from Stinkjet, but you could still probably make the trip if you're skilled.
Well, so it would benefit us to have Sarge and just wait. Because once the Adversites are gone...
Then we don't have problems
Yeah.
leaving. We could just get an actual ship.
If you have no problems with waiting until the Adversite battle happens, then you can simply do that.
Is there anything we can do to expedite the battle?
And he's just like, well, there's always, tasks that'll need to be done, and, resources will need to maneuver. Certain parties might need to be appropriately motivated to risk their lives and livelihood. While all Ruster ships are, of course, loyal to Lefty, it's going to be, somewhat difficult convincing some of the captains to jump on board this plan without a significant cut. There's also the importance of, kind of information warfare. The Sloog, as you've, seen, are, information brokers. And if they catch wind of this, they could sink the plan before it even happens. So we probably need something to throw them off the scent. He's just like, we obviously, appreciate any help in this. And I guess you can tell us how we can help you in your mission, as a reward for this.
Well, they did... Stinkjet did give us an alternative to giving the location of Lefty, and that is that we can also provide him with 10,000 credits and 6 humanoids.
6 humanoids, so shitty.
Or
There's an
6
update on the
light
video,
people.
by the way.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know.
What's up?
There's an update on the video. Like when I say that, I mean like a big old updates are pending. Just so it's like a... Maybe you want to cancel that.
Oh.
Like a Windows update box.
Oh, really?
Sorry. Yeah.
On the stream?
No. Not on the stream.
Oh.
On our video.
Oh,
It won't show up on stream, but I don't want it to restart my computer.
Yeah.
There's a giant now restart options thing on the
Oh,
screen.
yeah, I can see that.
What the fuck is going on?
Alright, it's cool.
Your mouse is over here, yeah.
I'll deal with that later. Jesus. Okay.
Now there's
Alright,
the passcode,
Mog and Dog say that 10,000 credits is an absolutely absurd amount of money, but they can probably scrounge it up if they had to.
So,
and give
I have...
you guys for your assistance.
I'll-
But they're... In terms of the sentient thing, they think that's super weird, and you're on your own finding 6 living sentients to bring over to Sloog.
I think that there
Not Sloog,
is another option.
Think that.
If we can distract the Adversites enough with our own presence, they won't have time to deal with...
Also, there's like an important note that I kind of alluded to, but you guys probably know just by talking to Mog and Dog and other people. The main Adversite pilgrimage has left the sector. What remains in the sector is an Inquisitor force. Is an Inquisition force.
Yeah.
So it's led by an individual Inquisition who you don't know too much about, and his personal or her personal fleet.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, so I think... they're off somewhere fighting, right? They said the Void Ones.
Yeah, like the main Adversite.
Probably.
Yeah, the main Adversite pilgrimage, yes.
I mean, we need to get home, because that's where they're going. Oh, God.
That's true. Void ones, from what you know of Adversite culture, Norman, are essentially any species on the Adversite crap list.
Yeah, which is us.
You and also some other species, but yes, also you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, really, so as far as our intentions go, we are trying to, we would kind of like to have that mech husk as just kind of like a backup plan,
As like yeah.
But at the same time, we would really prefer if this, battle went in our favor.
Yes,
but we're really... Yeah, so we're like, we can bank on that, but we'd really like to have the mech husk as a backup plan. So we really don't want to, screw too much with Stinkjet, but we do kind of want to, take up his time, right?
Take up Stinkjet's time, and take up potentially Adversite time. So what I was thinking is we could just like distract the Adversites with us, because they already know that we're going to come after Sarge. Like, there's no way that they don't. Like, the only reason why they take Sarge is one, information, and two, potentially they could capture us because we'd go after them. So, right, like knowing that, wouldn't it make sense to kind of distract them with some kind of?
I mean, we could try to go get Sarge
on our own. We're not super sneaky.
+3 stealth.
He's super sneaky.
So Josh is a surprisingly sneaky wrestler.
I could actually bump that up to +5 too, and have stealth be my only skill.
I mean, Josh was like his name Buffbot, but actually invests everything in stealth.
Yeah, dude. And actually, would you say that stealth is also Dex?
Also, like Otto and Adbot,
So
like they hail you guys, and they're like, "Hey guys, just hanging out here. What's been going on?" They like post on like the chat room you guys have been like messaging each other on.
Yeah, I mean we fill them in.
Well, okay, we'll just go back to them.
Yeah, we go back to them. It's much better than trying to fill them in on the chat room. So I guess we give Mog and Dog the cipher.
Oh yeah.
And we say, you need to check this forum, the one that we've been posting on, every once in a while for updates from us.
And they're just like freaking blurgle.io, peasant trash. And then like Dog is just like, I know, man, I can't believe we're posting here. This is awful. And Gumble's just like, what? I love that game. It's great. And I'm just like, wow. Okay. Mumble just rolls his eyes, just like freaking Gumble. Are you kidding me? Stop embarrassing us. You're an embarrassment to our species. But yeah, they get your cipher and you can communicate with them. And Mog and Dog are more intelligent than the goons you were interacting with before.
Thank God.
Okay, so the thing is, like, we kind of want some help from both parties since they kind of have promised us that they can help us. I mean, first of all, we need scrap and power like nothing.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, really, maybe we should just be asking for scrap and power, just resources, and then we can do things on our own.
Yeah.
Unless they can actually provide us, like, some support for what we're trying to do.
I don't think that we want support from them.
Yeah, because
they're willing to offer you scrap and power. They're hesitant to offer personnel.
Yeah, no, definitely not personnel. Okay, well, why don't we... Yeah, we'll just take scrap and power. And then we can ask, like, we're like, hey, the Trevins, like, Bloodback, be like, hey, man, we were gonna try to get Sarge, but now that you guys are wrapped up in this whole deal, maybe, we can't really accept help from you guys because it would look a little bit more suspicious.
Like now, yeah.
So, we're running low on scrap and power. Is there anything that you could also help us out with?
Alright, Bloodback, you kind of hail him as I'm assuming that most of his RIP. Did my mic just died for a second?
You're good,
Okay, Bloodback, I'm assuming you hail him as he's exiting, kind of all just during the same meeting. You ask for scrap and power, and he like sighs, and you just like mercenaries, and you just kind of like, I can show you the armory, of course, as a reward for your assistance in this matter. The Trevins lead you to a barracks filled with a bunch of weapons, and you just like, you could take, two, some armor if you want. We got a bunch of stuff here.
I need armor.
You get the equivalent of interest rewards, 10 power and 100 scrap.
So fuck yes.
Alright, and then what do the Rusters offer us?
The Rusters offer you 10 grand in credits if you wanted it to pay off Stinkjet. Do you want something else?
I mean, preferably any scrap and power that they could provide us.
Alright, we'll say that they can not provide something quite as grand as what the Rusters was able to provide. Not the Rusters, the Trevins, but they can offer you a modest 50 scrap and 5 power in reward for your services.
Cool.
That's plenty. Thank you. Which is honestly, 10 credits would have been, or 10k credits probably would have gotten us more.
Yeah, 10k credits is like a lot of money. Like they're offering you like some scrap, but a lot of the scrap isn't like usable by you guys so much. It's really hard to find things you can interface. Yeah.
I mean, even like at some point, it's like we just need pure metal.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Yeah, or you need like you need metal and you need like some like machining components, like actually like make that into like circuits and like stuff that you guys can interface with your current setup.
We don't have.
Unless you just completely change to using like a completely different like.
We have auto
setup
stuff.
Yeah, but we don't have a compressor anymore.
I know. It's sad. We can't chomp people's heads.
Yeah. You also don't have any engineers. That's rough.
Well, we kind of have auto a little bit.
Auto is a mechanic, but not.
No engineering stuff.
Well, we do have what's his faces. We still have his black box, Reese's black box. Maybe we could incorporate him into Buff Pod a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe. Anyways,
or auto even.
Yeah.
Load up some old Reese memories.
Yeah. So okay, with that, I think we can do some like I want to do some leveling up.
I feel like this is a good point to move to end of session. You guys just got a fat payout. And you're now flush with power. I think you have like a bazillion, like 30 power or something. Yeah, 25. You have a lot of power. You have a lot of scrap. 25. You feel like this is like the moment in a video game, like before a boss fight, where they just like flood you with resources.
Yeah. I want to do some leveling up, actually.
Sure.
I think we should talk about what our plan is first, though.
Yeah.
So like,
I think we have to talk to Stinkjet. Like, we have to do something about Stinkjet, right?
Yeah, we have to go talk to him again, right?
So
I mean, Stinkjet, and from what you know, the Slug are information brokers, so they're definitely like, they potentially have eyes and ears in a lot of places.
Yeah, so we need to like probably give them information that's going to throw them off the trail. Maybe we can get help from the Rusters, like setting something up about that.
I think that would be a good idea.
Just like actually, set something up that looks like Lefty might be there, but he's actually not. Mm-hmm. Just kind of blindside the Slug a little bit.
And we could set up like potentially like a false dealing. We know a little bit about this planet. We could say that potentially he's like planning an attack during the Adversite. We could just say that like Trevin.
I was going to say a peace agreement between the Hubbles and the Rusters.
Or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, or something.
Something, like some kind of attack or peace agreement or something completely off. Because the Hubbles don't really have a problem with the Adversite, so if they've got a peace agreement, then it would be them like, oh, we're throwing even less like heat off of ourselves, right? Potentially, that would be good. I think that's a really good plan to move on from here with that for next session.
And then also Sarge to an extent, but maybe we just wait for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, it has been a few days. You're not sure what kind of processes the Adversites have to extract information, but you feel like regardless, after a few days, you're in high risk territory. It's obviously better to capture Sarge back sooner rather than later, but
I think that's next on our agenda after kind of like beefing ourselves up is we're going to go to Stinkjet and say the Rusters and the Hubbles are like making a peace agreement, make sure that it's cool with Lefty, and then just say that kind of stuff, and then just go from there and...
even just talk to Lefty about like, hey, what do you think would be the
best option,
the best thing to like throw the Slug off of all the trails.
Yeah.
But also we kind of don't want to like.
We need to go to we just need to go to fucking. We need to get Sarge. Like that's our main goal, I think, next session.
Yeah.
Let's get Sarge, and then like this attack will happen because once we have all of our people back, I don't really care what happens. Right? Like
as long as we can get off the ship while also trying to throw the Adversites off our trail.
That's what matters, right?
That's really what actually matters. Also, gaining resources obviously matters. We're not trying to like leave this place without being prepared.
Yeah, I think right now what we've got going for us is that the only thing that we told the Slug was we're trying to escape the planet. That's so fucking obvious, though. Like, that's not information, you know what I mean? Like, the people being chased by the adversites are trying to leave the adversites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, I guess Stinkjet clearly had some plans in for you, because, like, Stinkjet could have probably just, like, sold you guys to the adversites.
Yeah.
You were pretty deep in Stinkjet territory, so if he'd wanted to turn on you,
Be
could
pretty
have
easy.
easily done that there.
Yeah.
So clearly Stinkjet is confident about something for some reason.
So it's like I kind of want to like throw him off the trail, but not necessarily like give him bad information too. You know?
Yeah.
So maybe we actually just need to talk to Stinkjet and just say like, look, we need to figure something else out. Or shit, maybe even just the 10 grand credits. Like, maybe we can find a different source to fund that. Although, like, the humanoids is like, what the fuck? The sentient beings being fucking offered?
The 6 sentient beings. Now, you guys are robots. I don't know what your morality looks like. That's shady as hell.
That's super shady. Okay, like, maybe we just need to go back and, like, haggle and just be like, look, okay, we can't be offering you sentient beings. Like, this is, like, not okay. But we've got credits, maybe, you know? Maybe we could just get more credits or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I would really like to have the mech husk be an option in case everything goes south.
Yeah.
And, like, it turns out the adversites just kick the Trevins and the Rusters' asses, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, man, maybe we need to, like, try to find support from another gang or something. Maybe we can, like, recruit the Hubbles.
It's a slew. Everyone's on board.
Dude, I don't think the slew would be, like, at all down.
I mean,
plus, getting them in on it is, like, bad.
There is this circle of gold, and apparently this, like, these people on the circle of gold, like, it's pretty cutthroat, like, political game where, like, the weak are weeded out. So maybe there's someone on the circle of gold who's also interested, besides just these gangsters, and edging out adversites.
Yeah, that's true.
I like that.
Maybe we can figure it out.
I don't want to. Yeah.
The problem is we don't want to let anyone else in on the plan, really, or else it could go south.
The more people know, the more chance that the adversites are like, they reinforce their positions.
Yeah.
You.
So it's really hard. I mean, we could, make sure that everyone's on board within the current
situation. Pretty much everyone who knows about this plan right now is the Trevins. Well, pretty much all the Trevins. Mog, Dog, Gumble, and Lumble, and Lefty himself, right?
Yeah. But they were saying that not all of the Rusters are maybe going to be on board with it.
Yeah, they haven't even, pitched it yet. They're just going to try and convince all the Ruster captains, like, hey, let's go do this. And they're like, we usually do smuggling runs, and you want us to do a full frontal assault against the massive military, fleet? Stupid?
Yeah, so, we could potentially do that. Try to get other people on board and stuff. So, I don't know.
That's true. More allies in the fight will increase its chances of success.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think we have some groundwork for next session for kind of a plan of attack.
Yeah. Sorry,
I want to do some
enough, battle and combat this session. I don't think there was any.
There was
pure RP.
None. Pure RP session.
I want to do some leveling.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you
guys have a ton of
how
scrap.
leveling works though.
It is of course all clearly defined, and I definitely won't define it on the spot as you ask me what you want to do.
I want the armor that we got, basically, from the Trevins.
Okay. So, when you say the armor, you mean, the DR?
Yeah, I just want, armor mod.
Right.
I am incredibly hungry.
I think,
You can take off, that's okay.
Yeah, you can take off. You're good.
I'm shooting now.
Okay.
Bye.
Alright.
Bye.
Later, Leonard. Thanks for joining. Hope that you weren't too bored.
I'm sure he was fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Alright, so my AC was 1, now it's 0, right? And my DR goes up by 1.
Yeah.
Or 2.
And, yeah. Or 1.
Was it DR 1?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, it's DR 1 for armor 1.
Wait, can you see? Yeah, I have DR 2 on Reese.
Sure. You can have DR2. And I'll say this costs I don't know, 25 scrap.
Okay. So, yeah, I definitely want DR2.
This is reduced by engineering, but you don't have any engineers right now.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to, like, honestly, I want to make myself better at hitting things.
Sure. I'll say
you
you
need,
can
a
like give
dex
yourself.
increase to an extent.
I don't know.
Or is there like an equivalent to like a feat
Yeah,
that you can take?
I was thinking about that.
Sure. I mean, you can just increase your like bonus like to hit by 1
Oh.
with the low cost of 20 scrap for the first +1.
Sure, definitely. Dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing is like your character's not very good at combat right now.
Nope. So, yeah, I'll definitely spend 20 scrap for that.
And you do have like a junk cannon.
Yeah, so is that a +1 like overall, like better attack sensors or something like that, right?
All attacks. Not
Basically
damage,
just
Yeah,
bad,
just-
bad +1.
Yeah, bad +1.
yeah, bad +1 pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Range, melee, whatever.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Although I do want, like, how much would it be for +2 for that second one?
25. It's increased by 5 each time.
Yeah, fuck it.
Just make your character like good at combat.
That gives me a +0, so to melee, and then a
Yeah, 'cause your
+2.
dex is-
That makes me a +2 to hit though with my like Doom Cannon and my.
It'd be really nice if you could actually increase your dex by
You can.
+1 mod.
Sure.
You know, because that does like the same thing for ranged weapons, but it also gives you like other good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think? How much would that be to
I'm trying to think
increase
of
the
how
stat?
much would that cost to like increase a stat. Probably gonna have to cost a lot more than increasing your BAB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say you increase your stat in increments of 2.
Okay.
And it costs twice the amount of the what you're trying to get to. So if you're increasing it to 16, for example, it costs 32 scrap.
Okay, so that's really good for leveling up lower skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
if you're
strength.
leveling up like
because-
6 to 8, that costs 16. So it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Or 16. Okay, yeah.
So my strength is 8.
And so that's 16 less scrap.
Yep. All right, and that leaves us at like 30 something scrap. So I think we're done.
Oh, really?
I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely done.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We just need everyone to be like, you know, basically we need everyone to be
All right,
useful
guys.
in all sorts of
We
situations.
blew all the scrap on combat mods for Norman.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I did increase my combat ability a little bit.
Yeah.
Now I have 2 DR. Now I'm exactly where Reese was as far as, like, tankiness. I'm a little better in the strength and dex category.
Yeah.
A little worse in the hard drive.
So. All right.
Yeah.
I think.
I'll say that the BAB should start at 15 and 20. I think just compared to stats, it just doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So that would reduce both your costs by 5. I think it can give you guys an extra 10 scrap.
Yep. So we're at 48 scrap.
Yeah.
Do you want to increase your BAB?
I mean, I have a BAB of +2 right now because I have +2 strength.
Oh. Well, you only have +1 dex.
Yeah.
You're not using ranged attacks very often. Do you just like punch people? No, you have a gravity hammer.
Yeah, I have a gravity hammer.
He actually just full Nelsons people.
Yeah.
What's your finisher,
Yeah,
Josh?
you guys can also
Rock bottom.
Rock bottom.
what is rock bottom as a wrestling finisher?
It's like you grab him by the shoulder, you know, and then you like, you know, taunt, and then you just like pick him up and slam him down.
Yeah. Right.
Hello, JJPC454.
What's up?
We are actually just finishing up our session.
Yep.
So sad.
Yeah. I'm tuning in a little. Yeah, but we do have all the VODs up of this on our YouTube channel?
No.
And no.
I didn't upload any of the Long Vigil stuff.
Never mind. It's all on Twitch, though.
The first episode's there.
First episode's there. You came to learn how to play.
This is
this is not a good stream to learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons specifically, because we are not playing Dungeons and Dragons. We are playing our own version of
And in fact, to be honest, this game doesn't even really exist. It's kind of morphing and becoming a thing on the spot.
Yeah, it's a little bit of like improv stuff. It's really good if you want to learn how to roleplay.
How to roleplay and like even like kind of on the fly balancing and mechanics making. This is actually a good way to learn how to DM for the first time, I think, because it's kind of the I don't really know the rules, so I'm going to make it up, so the flow kind of keeps going. Yeah. Well, thanks for the follow. Yeah. We appreciate that as well. I got that email before Streamlabs notified me.
Yeah, that happens.
That's so weird.
Yeah, this campaign's been really interesting so far. It's completely built from the ground up so far, and
super fun.
Really, really cool. Yeah.
It warms my heart. The feels as a dungeon master.
All right, so that was the Long Vigil session 5.
Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna
also side note. If you guys want to upgrade something else that's not just like mechanics, like you want a new whatever, you can.
Okay. Sounds good.
If Josh wants like, I don't know, some freaking wrestling taunts that somehow have like some mimetic qualities that mess with people's heads or something, then you like, I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I want
whatever stuff you can think of.
Flex. Uber flex.
Uber flex. Yeah.
Yeah. JJPC, we don't have a schedule posted. We're actually going through a lot of schedule changes right now because we just finished up
Pandemic Legacy
Season 1.
But we play a lot of board games. We try to play Gloomhaven every week in the middle of the week. That's not scheduled.
We'll get it scheduled.
But we'll eventually have something kind of down for this. This show is
Sunday nights.
Consistent. It's Sunday nights at 7 o'clock is generally what we shoot for. Sometimes we start a little later.
Usually like 7:30ish, if you know.
Yeah. So we try to, but we try to, this one is very consistent.
Yep.
So if you watch the VODs and get caught up, then you can tune in every week and, see the story, unfold.
So, but we try and stream 3 to 4 times a week. So just keep an eye out. Turn that notification button on. We don't stream very often, so you're not going to get like flooded with streams. Yeah. Feel free to stop by. We're always happy to have you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Cool.
You'll defiantly try to watch more. Good. That's my favorite kind of watcher, the defiant ones.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very defiant.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in.
You guys want to do?
Yeah, I mean...
Sorry, Norm. Go for it.
We can figure out, I don't know, some of the other stuff if we think about it during the week or something, and we can come up with
we keep saying
other things
that, and I never get anything. I never think of anything.
I mean, I've thought of some things, but it's mostly just yeah.
I mean, this week, I went a full 2 hours ahead of the session and started prepping, so that was like
nice.
4 times longer than I usually do. So.
Nice.
All right, yeah. So tune in next Sunday for the hopefully epic conclusion of Saving Sarge. Not this campaign, not at all this campaign, but hopefully this arc and we get off this damn planet.
We're told that one day they'll save Sarge.
Yeah.
Sarge has been missing for at least a session now. I think two sessions. Sarge
Two
missing
sessions.
2 sessions. Yeah. Pretty bad. Nothing else really to be said about that. Sarge is missing in action, and it's sad.
Yeah, Saving Private Sarge. Hopefully, we'll actually get him next session.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, tune in next week, probably around 7 o'clock PST, and tune in. Hopefully, if you're into board games, we're playing Gloomhaven, really popular board game right now, and that'll probably be, I don't know, some Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll play Dark Souls and Terraria too.
Yeah, so we're going to be playing Dark Souls and Terraria, so if you're into, like, those types of games. Awesome. Glad to hear it, JJ.
Sick. And with that said, good night, my beanbags, and thank you for tuning in to the Chapel of Lit. Oh, God.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. See you later.